the half.
And it's funny because we heard Andy Hall in the pregame show, and we may have to send a nice text out to Coach Hall and see if we can't get him on here in the postgame show sometime after 10 o'clock when we're able to start fielding phone calls and get his perspective. But he felt like he had seen a lot of his team in those two losses that were Wheelersburg and Ironton, and I think that showed when the Ironmen got punched in the mouth by a rushing attack. The turnover, the interception from Bodie Wolford. You're not expecting that out of your senior captain quarterback on the road. First ball that leaves his hands goes in favor of the other team. You're certainly not expecting that. In a game like this. In fact, he proved to be the difference maker just later in the ball game. His ability to throw the football and run the football tonight. A very underrated runner, right? He's a very underrated athlete with the ball in his hands.
It's just because he's poised. He doesn't really take off a whole often, and he's usually trying to press that ball down the field.
Really good athlete all the way around is Bodie Wolford. But he was a little bit of a difference maker in this football game tonight, as like we said, the Jackson Ironmen got the win over the Miami Trace Panthers by a score of 41-14. That's where we started our evening this evening, Bub. So why don't we go ahead, throw you a few scores from around the area. Currently, Tri-Valley and Sheridan tied 21-21 in overtime, Bub.
Wow.
In overtime.
That game actually went into overtime.
In the Coliseum, Portsmouth Trojans way ahead of the South Point Pointers, 41-13. Chillicothe in the fourth quarter over the McLean Tigers, 36-14. Westfall crushing the Piketon Red Streaks 53-21 at the moment. Westfall. That's a big advantage in that game. I thought that game would be a little bit closer, and honestly, I thought it could favor Piketon at one point, Bob. Washington Blue Lions over the Hillsboro Indians in the fourth quarter, 30-14. How about the Valley Indians going on the road to Grandview Heights? That is the Bobcats of Grandview Heights. If this score is accurate that we've got at the moment, it is Valley 31, Grandview 0.
And that's a 6-2 Grandview.
That is a 6-2 Grandview squad that is playing very, very good football at the moment. That's a huge win for Valley if that remains to be the case. Eastern Beaver Eagles, 57 at the moment. The Rebels of South Gallia, 38. That one is in real time, 5:47 to go. You can head over to Total Media Sports YouTube. Keep an eye on that broadcast, still in real time. It's been a fun football game too, Bub.
Yeah, it seems like that game's going to crest the 100-point mark here in a few seconds.
It's moments away, no doubt about it. Logan Elm over Alexander in the fourth quarter, 40-7 is the score there. The Braves with the advantage. Unioga Sherman's 57. Southeastern 0 in the fourth quarter. Meg's Marauders over Welsing at C.H. Jones Field, 33-0 at the moment. The Notre Dame Titans currently trailing the Sims Valley Vikings, 49-41. That one has crested the 50 mark or the 100-point mark, Bub, and you mentioned it. The game that you just talked about, the Beaver Eastern game, has too as well, with a flag pending in that one. Southern on the road in Stewart against the Federal Hockey Lancers by a score of 30-6. How about the Northwest Mohawks? This one just going final in Tigertown. The Northwest Mohawks 59, Waverly Tigers 31. That is a whole lot of points as well, Bob. A whole lot of points down in Tigertown. Good win for the Mohawks. Waverly showing some signs of life, albeit above a tough year for Tigers fans. Portsmouth West Senators over Oak Hill 46-8. Athens Bulldogs at the Bidwell River Valley Raiders 47-19.
A lot more respectable this season for the River Valley Raiders, especially after that win to, Wellston earlier on to kind of snap their losing streak. They've turned it around in a big way.
Bub, no running clock for the Raiders tonight against an 8-0 Athens team now moving to 9-0. That's a little bit of a win, a little bit of a moral victory for the River Valley Raiders that shows some life in that program as well. We mentioned the Jackson Ironmen, our game of the night on the road at Miami Trace. It was everyone's game of the night, it seemed like. 41-27, the Ironmen get it done. They now become 5-time in a row FAC champions with a chance next week in Alumni Stadium to clinch that title outright against the Chillicothe Cavaliers. Wheelersburg over Minford, 56-6. The Bird continues to roll. Fairfield Union takes down the Amanda Clear Creek Aces, 34-14. Huge win for the Falcons there. SVC game of the week. Huntington Huntsmen take down the Adena Warriors, 40-14. And Bub, the little one this afternoon, Dallin, he had his afternoon off from school. He had the day off from school. He hung out with me here at work today. He, obviously goes to school out in the township. He had some thoughts on this football game, Bub. We're going to hear Dowdow's thoughts here in just a little while, and he may even call in and give us his thoughts on what he saw in Frankfurt tonight from this one. Here from the little guy, Bub, who loved to root on his Huntsman. I think he was painting his face this evening, he said.
What time did his morning start for work?
For me?
Well, Dow's, big day of sports work.
I mean, for him, again, no school day today. He slept in a little bit, so I mean, he got up about 8:30 this morning.
Well, that
I think.
ain't too bad.
Yeah, no.
He'll be well rested for tonight.
Last year he walked in the building on that day. I think 8:00. So I mean, it was a
coffee in hand.
Coffee with Dowling in the room.
I don't think he needs any of that.
He doesn't need any of that, but I do dealing with him, no doubt about it. Bub, Chesapeake did take down the Rock Hill Redmen to get their first win of the season, 27-14. What a win for the Chesapeake Panthers! Maybe the upset of the night here against a 6-win Rock Hill team. Just a really nice win down in Chesapeake. That is a huge sign of life for that program. How about the Nelsonville York Buckeyes taking down the Vinton County Vikings in Buckle this evening, Bub? 54-12. The Zane Trace Pioneers out in Kingston maul the Paint Valley Bearcats 69-0. The Ironton Fighting Tigers 56-7 over the Gallia Academy Blue Devils at Memorial Field in Gallipolis. The Fairland Dragons blanked on the road by the Cold Grove Hornets by a score of, I believe it was 30-0. 30-0 there. Logan Elm at Alexander. The Braves pick up a win 40-7 over the Spartans. Logan falls to Groveport Madison 44-13. Liberty Union falls to the Circleville Tigers 56-27. The Manchester Greyhounds pick up a 52-0 shutout win over Van Loo Wildcats. The Trimble Tomcats are shut out by the Waterford Wildcats, 47-0. The New Lex Panthers pick up a 45-6 win over the Crooksville Ceramics. The Northeastern Claremont Rockets pick up a 49-6 win over the Fayetteville Perry Rockets. The Warren Warriors fall to the Fort Fry Cadets, 46-0. And the Philo Electrics take down the John Glenn Muskies, 31-13. And that is all of your scores from around the region, at least at this time. Things will begin to go final. We'll begin to get you more finals from around the area as the Eastern Beaver Eagles rack up their 65th point of the night against South Gallia here live in the War Room.
Yeah, why not go for two right there?
Why not? I mean, you may as well. You may as well. I guess is what they say. So Scott Tomlinson and company continuing to put points up on the board. They've scored 40 points in a game. Now 8 times in a row. I think now 9 times in a row.
We've seen a lot of points tonight. One thing I've kind of noticed in a couple of these matchups where the point total has been so high has been a lot of missed tackles in the open field by defenses tonight. I know the offenses are doing a lot right as well, but the just seems like a lot of open field one-on-ones just aren't getting wrapped up, aren't getting all the way finished, and we've seen a lot of big plays break through tonight, after first contact.
It is interesting that you bring that point up, Bob. And it doesn't look like they go for 2. It looks like they kick the PAT.
Yeah, I was misreading that situation.
64th point. It won't be the last time you misread something. Make no mistake about it there. But, yeah, I think you're right. And, it's kind of funny that you talk about missed tackles in that capacity because, there's not as much – working in space in practice is much different than I'm sure it used to be. You don't want guys having 15-yard head starts at each other and things like that. So there's nuances that come with making those plays in the open field. And quite frankly, dude, those plays are tough to make, and these guys with the football are just getting so athletic anymore. I mean, I've seen some really talented ball carriers carry the football this year. I mean, look at the first run from the Baker kid, tonight against Jackson. I mean, runs through the hole, runs into a little bit of room, stiff arms a kid, breaks away from the Ironmen defense. You know what I mean? We've seen some pretty remarkable runs. How about this run from Simets?
Yeah.
The trap that he took off and, bounced to the outside and then Hezzy the kid and then dove into the end zone, stretched the ball out. Like, we've seen some very talented ball carriers, and it's not easy to tackle guys like that in space. Tri-Valley with the lead, by the way, 29-21. That is an 8-point lead as they enter the second overtime, or the first overtime.
Wow, whiff or two on their first possession of the overtime.
How about putting pressure on Sheridan, right? You know, I mean, my goodness. 29.
I feel like if you're gonna go for, if you got offense first and you score, I feel like you're forced to go for two, especially nowadays era. Right? Like you don't want to be the team that goes for the extra point, and then you're forced to have your defense on the field for a 2-point conversion attempt without you really even having a chance.
Well, let's talk about the final swing in that Jackson and Miami Trace game. It seemed like when Jackson blocked the PAT to go, you know what I mean? Like the kicking game is such a huge momentum swing. And you know, when you go for two and put that much pressure on your opponent, now you got them looking ahead. You got them thinking about things that they shouldn't be on first down.
Yeah,
it's pressure.
On the flip side, Wheelersburg gets the early score, and Ironton tries to go for 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
They fail that. They're still trailing that matchup, and from then on out, I don't think Ironton ever had a lead in that matchup itself. So it is a momentum killer if you don't get that 2-point conversion, but if you do get it, I mean, all the confidence is on your defense at that point.
All the confidence in the world.
You're playing with house money.
No, why not? Right? And if you know your team, you know your 2-point conversion play, and that's the other part of it too. That 2-point down is its own down in football. You know what I mean? It's not quite like anything else. Those are plays you can practice that.
It's such a unique play.
It really is.
You have a lot of plays at the roughly the 1 to 3 yard range in a natural game, but just the 2-point conversion where you get one shot at it, you don't really have a fallback plan no matter what happens. It creates a unique scenario.
Well, it's always a gut check play too, right?
Yeah.
You go to your team anytime and challenge your team. We should be able to get 2.5 yards. If you can't pick up 2.5 yards to win the football game, you don't deserve to win the football game. Type of things. We've heard it. We've heard when you go through those things, they become evident why coaches use those opportunities.
And I don't think there's ever going to be a player group or a group of kids that doesn't want to go for the 2-point conversion either.
Yeah, the players that want to play. You know what I mean? I mean, it's very evident who's wanting to be out there on Friday night. Make no mistake there, Bub. It's a great early thought, especially your thought about the open field tackling, which does seem to kind of come at a premium, at least in week 9. A kind of a trend that we're seeing. A lot of plays not being made in space that have led to some breakout runs and breakout performances on the offensive side of things. But like I said, though, any early thoughts you want to throw at me, please feel free to. There's so many points.
Oh yeah,
that were scored this week, Bub.
I can tell you, just the weather shift right now. You can tell it's gearing up for playoff season in Ohio football right now. It was significantly colder this week than last week. That is a heck of a soundboard right there.
It stinks.
You know what? It does stink. It's getting cold, Bub. It's getting cold. But you know what doesn't stink? You know what doesn't?
Yeah, playoff
You know
football.
what doesn't stink? Playoff football, Bub. Playoff football. And it's right around the corner here. I love everyone that works with us. There's just no other way to really talk about it, man.
Yeah, I can't believe that is a heck of a what would you call it? A soundboard?
It is a sound bit.
Yeah,
it's a sound bit. We love it. We're here for it. We appreciate all of the hands that go into our Friday nights here that keep us on our toes here in the war room. We're making the open field plays tonight, Bub. How about that?
That sound was just diabolical.
It was great. It was great. Bub was very
I've
unprepared.
had to hear it for like a week straight.
Bub was very unprepared for this moment. But we talked points, so let's go ahead and keep that theme going for just a moment. Bub, I don't know what's your over. What's a typical over-under for you in high school football?
On a week 9?
No. Not just any typical week.
In a high school football game, I mean, I'm thinking like a 50, 58.
I had 48 in my head.
50. I'm thinking like a 35 to 28 kind of game or something like that.
50 is like the hot button theme this week. 50 points. It's kind of like
it seems like it seems like the median right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Trace putting up 69 points, right? With a predominantly running attack.
Yeah.
And pitching a shutout in the same fashion. That's a very good performance for the Pioneers tonight.
Really nice performance for the Pioneers. Let's go ahead and talk about those shutouts from around the area tonight. and give you a really good idea of what games got kind of ugly early on here. Again, Valley and Grandview Heights still in the fourth quarter, 31-0. That's a great shutout victory if Valley can hang on and come away with the shutout there. Unioto 7-0 over the Southeastern Panthers in the fourth quarter. That shutout still hangs in the balance. The Megs Marauders over the Wellston Golden Rockets. Last score we had was 33-0 in that one. That was a third quarter score. I know we're well beyond that at this time. Zane Trace over Paint Valley, as you mentioned, Bub, 69-0. Coalgrove, one of the more impressive shutouts of the night, over Fairland, 30-0. Albeit a rebuilding and reloading Fairland squad, still a tough squad to shut out.
Absolutely. I was shocked seeing that shutout this afternoon.
In conference play, that's a really nice win for Coalgrove. Manchester shuts out Van Loo 52-0. Waterford shutting out Trimble 47-0 on the week that Phil Fairs announces his retirement.
Oh, yeah, that's
down
what I heard.
In Trimble.
You talking about that on the pregame show?
Yeah, what a career it's been for Coach Fairs down in Gloucester. Man, he is unquestionably a legend. And actually, the Sarge himself mentioned that that stadium hangs around there too much longer. It may find the name of Phil Fairs plaqued somewhere in that venue. So make no mistake about it. Bob, last score update here in real time. Tri-Valley, Sheridan. Sheridan has scored. Now they will go for 2 to tie the game. We will see.
Jeez.
We will see if they're able to keep this game alive or if Sheridan's hopes of winning this football game come to a close, Bub.
That game should be automatically delegated to Week 10 every year for those two programs. Whenever they meet up, you can throw the records out of the window and just expect an all-time great performance from both two teams.
Not only is it a huge game within high school football, but also, Bob, just the region and Region 11 there. Tri-Valley sits in the 4 spot heading into the night, Sheridan in the 9 spot. So this would be a huge win for Tri-Valley, and Sheridan goes for 2 and gets it. Game tied up. We're going to 2 overtimes.
Wow. And then Sheridan's going to start with the ball in the second overtime, and they're going to have the option to go for 2 right off the bat or kick the field goal. And I think we're going to see the Generals not hesitate, and I think they're going to take that 2-point opportunity as well if they find the end zone.
Let's talk strategy for a moment, Bub. You win the toss in overtime. You go for, do you take the ball first? Do you take the ball second?
Oh, absolutely. I take the ball second. There's no reason not to take the ball second. You get every advantage of taking the ball second, other than you might have your back against the wall if you don't do your job.
Well, I mean,
on the defensive side.
If you come into it with your offense playing well and that's your hot hand, Tri-Valley just put all the pressure in the world on Sheridan, albeit it didn't pay off. But when you're in overtime and the best thing you can do by scoring is tie the game, that is such a deflating feeling for the offense. Feels like an insurmountable feeling in overtime. It's like, man, not only do we got to score to just keep this thing going.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just feels like you're doing all of that just to do all of that, and then plus there's more on top of it afterwards. And the offense that scores has to repeat the possession the very next series because they have to take the field right after again.
That's the other part of it I was getting into. It becomes a conditioning thing, right? Because now the offense, congratulations, you scored, but you get to stay on the field and do it all over again.
Yeah, and that doesn't even include the aspect of where in Southeastern Ohio, a lot of small programs don't have the ability to platoon, offensive defense off the field. So a lot of these players are playing 2 ways no matter what.
If you can score and get that 2 points, again, you hold the advantage for now 2 overtimes, basically. Yep. As the Tri-Valley Scotties will. Again, stay with us. We'll keep you posted on that game. That's another huge game from around the area. Another one we talked about in pregame, and I can't wait to see a final score on this one, Bob, is Bloom Carroll and Hamilton Township. That is a Hamilton Township 7-1. They got a whole lot of weapons in Khalil Beverly, Javon McBride, the receiver out there. Khalil Beverly's crossed 1,000 yards rushing already. McBride's over 500 yards receiving, but like 11 touchdowns already on the year. Just a great year from him as well. That's a huge game in the Mid-State League. And like I said, I can't wait to get a score on that, see a score on that. I haven't seen one yet. But we'll try to get you one as quickly as we can here, Bub.
I'm on it.
Are you on there with us? Again, that was going to be a phenomenal football game. By the way, stick around too, because we are going to hear from Ethan Sargent at some point this evening, who stuck around in Miami Trace. I'm sure at some point once he gets back to there, but that place was so packed this evening. We heard Dan and Pete speaking about that one on the radio broadcast. Standing room only, pretty much for both sides. Standing room only, pretty much both ways.
Pretty early on too, right? I heard on the pregame show that the Sands and I could see it also as the camera would pan away from you, which was a nice, breath of fresh air for me. Yeah, I could see the stands filling in very early on, and I do have a score update.
Do you?
With that Bloom Carroll Hamilton Township game, that is a 28-17 victory for Bloom Carroll.
Wow. That's a huge win for Bloom Carroll.
Or as of right now, I don't know if that's actually confirmed, but it is 28-17 as of right now.
The Bulldogs, they play tough football. They've won, I think Sarge said, 7 of the last 8 in this game.
Oh, and just this matchup alone?
Just this game, yeah. And Bloom Carroll was 6-2 coming into this contest, but the Jackson
6-2. I'm sorry.
Jackson fans, you're no stranger to these Bloom Carroll Bulldogs, who came into Alumni Stadium just a few years ago and took down the Ironmen 14-10 in Alumni Stadium, if memory serves correctly. But let's flash back to Miami Trace this evening, Bub. Awesome environment, awesome venue. The athletic director set us in the end zone for pregame, which was awesome. Don't get me wrong. And we had a blast. But he came and checked on us about midway through the broadcast when he recognized that the PAT kickers were just shelling us with PAT after PATs. I mean, we were enduring the elements from Miami Trace. We were there, Bub. We were immersed in the elements at Miami Trace High School. AD had to come check on us. We said, we're good, coach. Or, Mr. AD, we're good.
If you're a high school kicker, tell me you wouldn't aim for the 100%. People standing behind it.
100%. So they backed up, right? And they get about 10 yards back, and Sarge looks over at me. He goes, okay, they're backed up. Just so you know, they didn't quit. They backed up. And I said, Sarge, I need you to know that does not make you any less of a target. Just because we are 10 yards back. You are still, I can tell you as a guy that has coached high school kids, you are still a target where you stand, Sarge, just so you're not.
As a kid growing up, I always envisioned the worst job for like a coaching staff slash somebody on, the team management staff. The worst position of that would be the person that has to catch the field goal attempts pregame. And here's why.
I have a worse one.
We were always going, to Wellston for the Jackson-Wellston rivalry game. And on the away from the scoreboard.
I remember
Wellston,
the north scoreboard, yeah.
You have just a field goal
south
post.
Scoreboard, yeah.
And then a tree, and then just like a downslope. I feel like the ball could have went all the way into the next road down. Just with the way the hill was shaped. And the person that had to go field those field goals attempts and then go down the hill, go retrieve the ball.
I was that kid.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you, how bad was that experience? Because it
awesome.
Seemed like hell.
It was great. And you know what it taught me? It taught me how to deal with crowds of very hostile people. And it taught me that no one is safe on Friday night. Because when you're just a little, I'm telling you, dude, when you're a 7th or 8th grade or freshman kid out there retrieving balls, and when I tell you that when you're on the road, you don't get the cooperation of any grown adult. It's you in that football. Your job is to bring it back.
Yeah, you're like a golden retriever.
To like Greg Potter. It's just respect, all respect, to Coach Potter. Not the guy you wanted to upset on Friday night. Why could it take you so long or something like that? So it's a little uncomfortable. It's a little nerve-wracking. Well, that's the other part, too. You got Moose kicking it back to Jackson from Wellston, heading that direction. It's like it doesn't help things that Jackson's always got a guy that can put boot to ball. But I did get a real kick out of it this evening because I mentioned there is one job that is worse than that. And I think I learned what it was this evening. So Coach Williamson for Miami Trace, rather. His mother sits in the end zone on Fridays. And she seemed like a very nice woman. Her shirt said "Mother of Coach Williams," as a matter of fact. So wore it with pride on a Friday night, bub. But she's camped out in the end zone, and Coach Williamson has a kid in the end zone designated to when the ball is kicked, make sure it doesn't hit my mother. So he has a kid in full uniform standing in front of his mother, making sure it's probably a freshman.
A player?
Yes, probably a freshman in uniform. Make sure while specialties is occurring, this football does not hit my mother. And Bub, it almost happened a couple of times. I respect the
is she down there for the whole game?
She's sitting there in her lawn chair. I mean, she's probably there for the majority of the game, if I had to guess. You know how this works. Small town high school football.
I mean, here's my theory. What part of the end zone is she close
Where
to
we were. She was further away from the action than we are.
So she's not going to get laid out if it's a back end zone throw, toe tap.
No.
So it's not going to be a forceful collision or anything, just she could get beamed by a ball.
We're on the round part of the track in the back of the end zone, so we are in no way, shape, or form there.
Oh, God. That kid would have to shank that ball so badly, or be deliberately aiming and have a sniper on him.
Or you've got some other kickers out in pregame that are younger and experienced, because I've watched this occur in real time. And at first I thought Miami Trace was very limited in the kicking game, and then they brought the kids over that were kicking off and punting, and then they started kicking PATs, and I was like, oh, wait. These are freshman JV kickers here.
I'm just thinking about how bad I would have been kicking a ball.
No, you would have been worse.
And I'm thinking, would I have taken out a lady in a chair with my kicks? If I'm aiming at
Not if you were trying to hit her.
Well, yeah, I can't hit a golf ball onto a green if I'm trying to, nor if I'm not trying to.
Out from trees. Eastern has put up 71 points. They did give up 46 tonight just to get things back on track here from before.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on just kicking a ball and hitting the lady in a chair.
I was about to say, the official program starts at 10, but it is 10 o'clock on the dot here. So at this point, we'll start welcoming other stations across southeastern Ohio here, and we'll be getting everyone in here with us. And we'll get to our first break here at some point. But about 19 seconds ago in this contest, Eastern about to kick off for the 77th time tonight.
71 points. And all I'm going to be thinking about, they could have scored 90 points.
This is your high school football
They
number,
gave up 46, and you know what that means.
We
I've got a lot of
Daniel
questions
Stewart,
for Daniel Stewart after this one.
He's still got the headset on, so
19 seconds to go, he's still got the headset on down there. So man,
I don't know that he's as you know what though. In all seriousness,
at least it's not 50.
In all seriousness, I am excited to hear from him. I hope we do. I heard from him this week, and it looks like I thought the ball was going to bounce back to the hands of Eastern. That's how this thing was going to go. But as this game begins to wind down, Daniel came in and spoke with me earlier in the week, and they were aware that South Gallia was good enough to do things like this. Obviously, he didn't expect this, but he understood that South Gallia, that's a real opponent. They gave you a scare. They gave you a scare just a year ago. Now, does any defensive coordinator go into a game expecting to give up 4 away from half 100? Probably not, right? But
hey, listen, it happens.
It does happen, and you think about guys like Eric Manling. It's being reported now. How about this? Matt McKee, the voice of Matt in the Morning Crew from Mix 96.7 WKOV in Jackson, is now reporting to us. He does sports for us on Friday nights. I don't know if you know that, Bub. He does spurts. He does spurts. He doesn't. He's got a few young ladies in the band, and he goes down there and watches some Beaver Eastern football and pops in from time to time. This is what he said. Eric Manley set a new state record for most touchdown passes in a game. Boston Webb broke one as well. So records being broken at Beaver Eastern tonight. That coming from Matt McKee. How about that?
I'm fighting a sneeze so hard right now. Hang on.
Well, there you go.
All right, no, I'm good. No, that is insane. I wonder, did he give you the actual statistic yet? I'm assuming total number of passing touchdowns in the game.
Not yet. So I'll see what I can get. I'll see what more we can get. Might have to hear from the Madman tonight.
71. What's the maximum you could do if you're getting your extra point 10 touchdowns in a game? That'd be insane.
That's a lot of touchdown passes. I don't know.
It would have to be 8. I'm gonna say 7. I'm gonna call it a 7 right now.
7 touchdown passes. It's very good football for a young man that has played football for all of
Also, is that
now almost 3 years.
Is that Eastern Beaver versus South Gallia series just always hosted at Eastern Beaver nowadays?
What is it?
It just seems like that matchup between Eastern Beaver and South Gallia. No, of course. Of course that game ends at a touchdown as well. Last play of the game, the Rebels just run it down.
Daniel Stewart's going to sleep with the headset on.
Hey, over half 100 now. Over half 100. Update it. Update that message. I know iPhones can edit it now.
All jokes aside, Bub, this was a defense that had made 36 stops in its last 38 possessions of varsity football.
Yeah.
38 possessions, and they've come away with 36 stops. This isn't just your granddaddy's Eastern Beaver squad that's outscoring everybody most weeks. This is a defense that plays good football.
No, absolutely. And I mean, this is going to be Eastern Beaver's biggest and we knew this was going to be their biggest test of the season. It's going to be it's their biggest opponent every year in the SOC for the relative last few seasons. But I think for Eastern Beaver, it's a good thing at the end of the day because it is a test for them later in the season where a lot of teams with maybe not so tough of an end of a season schedule get a little lackadaisical, don't have that test and those trials through the end of the season, they don't get to carry through the playoffs.
Right.
And I think for Eastern Beaver, they're a team, and especially you saw last year, after they beat South Gallia in the regular season in a close matchup, they completely dominated them in the playoff matchup.
Sure.
So we know that Eastern Beaver can improve during a season, but it's just a matter of, this is week 9, how much can they improve until the playoffs in week 11? We know they're going to get a bye if they win next week.
Sure.
So we're going to see in week 12 what Eastern Beaver can do.
We're going to keep an eye on those playoff points, too, as the night winds down, as things get rolling in. But, Bub, we're just getting started, baby. Go ahead and leave us on whatever dial you're tuned into. We're getting things moving here. It is Football Friday Nights, presented by Slarks Automotive Services. We will be right back with the full program when we return. Keep it right here.
The Uptown Clinic powered by Holzer is located at 5 North Court Street in Athens. Nurse practitioner Amy Ward and staff provide walk-in urgent care services, on-site lab testing, primary care services, and much more. If you're on your way to work, class, or back home and need care, stop by the Holzer Uptown Clinic, conveniently located for Ohio University students, staff, and families. That's the Holzer Uptown Clinic at 5 North Court Street in Athens.
Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding. Family owned and operated since 1958.
Looking for a home away from home for your furry friend? Welcome to Red Woof Inn, where tails wag and dreams come true. At Red Woof, we offer spacious play areas, cozy naps, and personalized care from our dedicated team. Whether your pup loves fetch or just snuggling, we've got it covered. Our facilities are top-notch, and our staff are dog lovers through and through. From playtime adventures to treat-filled cuddle sessions, we ensure your pup has a blast. Give your dog a vacation they'll love at Red Woof Inn, located on Old Dixon Road in MacArthur. Call 740-649-8640 to book your fur baby stay while spots are still available.
Calling all hunters and outdoor enthusiasts, it's time to gear up for your next adventure with our buy one get 2 free sale on select items at the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. That's right, 3 pairs of boots for the price of 1. Whether you're planning for the hunting season, need new hiking boots for the trails, or even a new pair of work boots, we've got you covered. Don't miss out. Stop and see us today at the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come get fully stocked up for any season at the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store.
The Slark family has welcomed drivers through their body shop doors for many years. And now, with the addition of Slark's Tire and Service Center, formerly Jackson Tire, they continue to provide the same great experience, care, and quality you can count on. Our certified technicians bring experience and knowledge and provide fast, expert service with top quality brand tires and parts to keep your car running smoothly and road ready. Reliable, honest, and hassle-free. Visit Slark's Tire and Service at 66 East Broadway Street in Jackson, your local tire and auto repair expert.
Mom, my teacher said some kids don't get new shoes when school starts.
That's why Southern Ohio Soles is so important, honey. They make sure that underprivileged kids start the year with shoes that fit and feel good.
So, if people give money, more kids can have shoes for school?
Exactly. Every dollar helps a child walk into class with pride, ready to learn and ready to thrive.
Can I help too?
Everyone can. Visit www.southernohiosoles.com now and help a kid start school confident and strong.
Are you tired of dealing with malfunctioning garage doors? Look no further than True Track Garage Doors in Londonderry. Our team of experienced technicians specialize in garage door repairs, installation, and maintenance services. Whether you need a simple repair or a brand new garage door installation, we've got you covered. At True Track Garage Doors, we prioritize customer satisfaction and ensure that your garage door is functioning properly and safely. Contact us today at 740-596-1000 to schedule an appointment or request a free estimate. Call True Track to get you back on track.
Willis Advantage Property Solutions delivers dependable, full-service property maintenance you can trust. We specialize in asphalt repair, infrared patching, surface cleaning, parking lot striping, and powerful hydrojet drain cleaning, serving industrial, commercial, and residential customers across the region. From small fixes to large-scale projects, we get the job done right, on time, and on budget. Call now for your free consultation at 740-577-4574. Willis Advantage Property Solutions. We protect and maintain what matters.
970 AM and 97.3 FM. The Game. WATH Athens, a Total Media Group station.
The following is a special sports presentation from the Total Media Sports Network. It's Football Friday Kickoff, presented by Slark's Collision Center. As we get you ready for all your football action across the 740. Tonight's show is presented by Slark's Collision Center and brought to you by
Holzer Health System, Howard Hanna McMillan Network, A.T. Hoy Transport, Higgins Steel Roofing, Rocky Outdoor Gear Store, Nick Station, Steak and Shake, True Track Garage Doors, McFadden Insurance, Ohio Valley Bank, Hocking College, Area Agency on Aging District 7, Willis Advantage Property Solutions, Hidcock Glass, and Southern Ohio Soles.
Now let's kick off your Football Friday night. Here's Eric Landrum and Ethan Sargent.
Good evening, Southern Ohio, and welcome to Football Friday Nights, presented by Slark's Automotive Services and live from the War Room in downtown Jackson, Ohio, which is a happening place to be this Week 9. We welcome you to the Week 9 broadcast. Eric Landrum and no Sarge at the moment. We've got Bub in here with us this evening. And Bub, we have been talking football around the 740 here for about a half an hour now. As we get into our full program, we welcome your listening ears wherever you are listening from across southeastern Ohio this evening, across the 9 stations that we will be on this evening. 9 stations. We took a break from WAGX this weekend, Bub, over in the western part of our coverage area in Ohio. They got some NASCAR going on, but we don't. We're living up in the fast lane that is Week 9 as we now work through the conferences. We now work through the rivalry games and work into the playoff picture. It was an action-packed Week 9. Let's go ahead and get you some of the finals from around the area here to kick things off. First final from the evening. Northwest takes down Waverly and Tigertown 59-31. Good win for the Mohawks tonight. Oak Hill falls to the Portsmouth West Senators 46-8. Athens in Bidwell takes down the River Valley Raiders 47-19. Beaver, Eastern, and South Gallia put up a combined 123 points this evening, Bub.
My gosh.
71-52. The Eagles take down the Rebels in Beaver. This one out in Stewart, the Fed Hawk Lancers fall to the Southern Tornadoes, 40-6. The Jackson Ironmen over the Miami Trace Panthers, 41-27. Ironman faithful stick around. Either Dan, or Pete one are going to hop in the studio with us, and I anticipate it to be Dan Morrow or Pete Wilson. But hey, we would take any one of the three Ironman legends at the broadcasting helm that we could get this evening. I know they'll be excited as they make the trip back down 35 this evening with their good buddy Hayden Milliken. It's going to be a fun ride, make no mistake about it. Pittsburgh. The Wheelersburg Pirates, Bub. The Wheelersburg Pirates. Pittsburgh played yesterday.
Yeah, but Wheelersburg won today.
Wheelersburg did win today. Big win for the Pirates over the Falcons, 56-6. Valley takes down the Grandview Heights Bobcats, 41-8.
That's probably the upset of the night. I know we were talking about the Rock Hill matchup being the upset, but that one right there.
That's a big one. The Westfall Mustangs Westfall takes down the Piketon Red Streaks, 53-21. And even that game, Bub, it feels like a low-scoring game as we're talking about it, but 74 points in that game as well. Fairfield Union takes down the Amanda Clear Creek Aces, 34-14. Huntington Huntsmen take down the Adena Warriors, 40-14. Nelsonville York Buckeyes over the Vinton County Vikings, 54-12 out in Buckdale. How about the Chesapeake Panthers picking up their first win of the season against the Rock Hill Redmen, 27-14. Huge win.
What's going on down in Rock Hill?
I have no idea. Things are happening down there in the OVC. It's just a conference of chaos at the moment. Zane Trace takes down Paint Valley 69-0. The Ironton Fighting Tigers take down the Blue Devils of Gallia Academy 56-7 on senior night at Memorial Field in Gallipolis. The Cold Grove Hornets shut out the Fairland Dragons 30-0 in Ironton in that contest. Logan Elm Braves take down the Alexander Spartans 40-7. The Groveport Madison Cruisers, Bub, the Cruisers, they cruised to one tonight over the Logan Chieftains 44-13. The Liberty Union Lions fall to the Circleville Tigers. That is Lions. That is Tigers. And there were points, Bub, 56-27.
That's still a good bit of points.
A lot of points.
It feels like a low amount for tonight, but
yeah, just 93 points.
Yeah, just casually. But when you see 124 from the Eastern Beaver matchup, doesn't seem like that many now.
Just doesn't. Washington Blue Lions take down the Hillsboro Indians 43-21. Manchester Greyhounds over the Van Loo Wildcats 52-0. Trimble Tomcats shut out by the Waterford Wildcats 47-0. New Lex Panthers take down the Crooksville Ceramics in Crooksville 45-6. The Tri-Valley Scotties take down Sheridan in the second overtime, Bub, and that's again doing what you can with that advantage and taking the second advantage in the overtime.
That game, though.
35-29. Tri-Valley takes down Sheridan in double overtime. The Claremont Northeastern Rockets take down the Fayetteville Perry Rockets 49-6. The Fort Fry Cadets take down the Warren Warriors 46-8. And the final score of the evening, at least at this moment, Philo 31, the John Glenn Little Muskies 13. And Bub, whole lot of things going on in week 9. Got a final from Megs as well. Rick Ash 33. Rick Ash is saying the Marauders 33, Wellston 8. That is the final there. Marauders pick up another win of the season in TVC Ohio play, Bub.
I think whenever you mention the Courthouse versus Hillsborough score and how Courthouse took down the Hillsborough Indians this week, it got me thinking how improved the FAC has been this year, especially in the middle of the pack. I mean, Jackson and Miami Trace are kind of the top two in there year in and year out, but Chillicothe and Courthouse and Hillsborough and McLean as well. All four of those teams have shifted that conference to a higher level than I think it's ever been as a whole, and it's got me thinking, out of all the other conferences that we cover, who else has kind of shown a significant increase in their strength of conference play?
That's actually a really good point. It's a really good question. I think that one, hands down, has been the biggest improvement, but the SOC one with Eastern and Sims Valley, Portsmouth Notre Dame, I think that's a much improved conference as well. Obviously, you got Green and East down there in the bottom. East picked up its first win yesterday as well, by the way, over Green. So congrats to East, the Tartans, but they got their first win over the Green Bobcats yesterday. But again, I think that's a very improved conference, I think. But yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. I'm picking up the trend that you're putting down here. I think it is the most improved conference overall. Even Andy Hall kind of spoke about that in the pregame. About the improvement of the conference top to bottom. He had really good things to say about Chillicothe as well, who they'll take on next week for a share of the title. And you don't think Coach Carper and the boys for the Chillicothe Cavaliers are hungry? Well, they are.
Yeah, I mean, for Jackson fans, I mean, I think they're kind of wiping the sweat off their heads after tonight, especially after that 14-0 start for the Ironmen. You know, coming out of the gate, Miami Trace just started with foot on the pedal. You know, Ironman fans can breathe a sigh of relief tonight, but the big matchup, and I think me and you have both been speaking on this for the last couple of weeks, is Chillicothe Cavaliers are well improved from last year, they're well improved from week 1 of this year. Yeah. And I think that's the scariest thing to look at, and it's going to be Jackson's toughest opponent on the conference season. Mm-hmm. And I think this is where we're going to have to really see the Jackson Ironmen play a full 4 quarters rather than coming out of the gate and starting off so slowly, especially on the offensive side of the ball. You can't give the ball away to a Chillicothe team that loves to run the ball and control the clock.
Yeah, and that's and Miami Trace kind of is the same recipe, but it feels like even though Jackson gave up the explosive touchdown early on in the game, feels like Chillicothe is a little more explosive than Miami Trace is in the offensive side of the game, getting nothing against Miami Trace offense. I think ultimately Miami Trace offense did a pretty good job overall, jumped out to a huge lead, did what they needed to do with early possessions, but give Andy Hall and the staff credit for the Ironmen. It's what we talked about in the pregame show as well. If you're going to be that one dynamic in the run game, it's going to be really challenging to beat the Jackson Ironmen. That's kind of what happened tonight. You know, they just got stifled in between the tackles, couldn't get anything going outside of the tackles. Very, very small resemblance of a pass game for the Panthers. And
well, again, when your first pass attempt is a illegal man downfield, it does kind of give you a little pause and cause for concern for the rest of your pass attempts, especially when you're not comfortable throwing the ball. I mean, on the pregame show, I believe Ethan played a clip with him talking to Miami Trace's head coach, and he said, I believe pretty much verbatim, we're not going to throw the ball unless we absolutely have to, but we're confident when we do it. But it seemed like they didn't want to throw the ball unless they absolutely had to, but I don't know if the confidence was there, especially after that penalty right out of the gate on the first pass attempt.
Yeah, we're definitely not sure on that one. We're going to go ahead. I want to swing it over to a different area of the world here for just a moment. I want to swing it back to Beaver Eastern, but we have seen that broadcast come to a close as the Madman, Mike Davis, wrapped up their broadcast down there. We saw some pretty standout things from Beaver Eastern tonight in their win over South Gallia. We talk about that offensive line a lot, and we're going to work to get Madman on the phone here with us here in just a moment. But we talk about that offensive line a lot. What do you see a lot? What do you see from that Beaver Eastern squad as a former offensive lineman yourself that they do well night in, night out?
I think it's just the grittiness, right? Like, we don't see a whole bunch of grittiness, especially in in these smaller schools. It's a lot of just, you got to get the numbers advantage and just kind of run the ball, where you do have those advantages. But I think for Eastern Beaver, it's their ability to block downhill, but also set back in a pass block form and give Manley the time to do what he does best, which is dictate the entire offense.
He does a really good job leading that offense, man. And is it when you've got a quarterback like that can do that? Oh well. We got a quarterback on the broadcast.
He's ready to talk about it. He's got 71 points to talk about.
He's got 71 points worth of ready. Let's see if we can get him on here. The Madman, Mike Davis, with us on the line this evening. Good evening to you, sir. You got 71 points of happiness coming.
71 points of happiness.
That's a good number right there.
I believe 2 state records tonight, fellas.
2 state records.
2 state records.
Heck yeah. Talk to me about that.
Okay, the first one is going to be Boston Webb with 7 touchdown catches in a single game.
Wow, 7
Are you
touchdown catches in
kidding
a
me?
game. Beantown Webb, bro.
I thought that's how much Manly would have thrown total.
Beantown Webb. Wow.
Manly threw 10.
That was the max.
10 touchdown passes in a single game. Now,
Wow.
these are unofficial, of course, as far as the record, but everybody, the general consensus is the press box was that is a state record. And my man Jimmy over, on the stream, he was looking it up while he was running things. He says that's confirmed. 10 is the record.
Well,
the record was 9, and he's got 10.
If Jimmy confirmed it, it's good by us, Madman. If the Madman and Jimmy say it happened, well, by golly, it may as well have happened. I mean, what a night for Beaver Eastern fans, man. I mean, that's statewide notoriety waiting to happen.
Rarefied air, my friends. Rarefied air. For
Air
the
being the key word.
We're gonna have to get. That's absolutely right.
We're going to get Manly's arm in a golden cast and get like a golden encasing of it and framed somewhere.
He's going to be enshrined somewhere down in Beaver, right? At some point.
if there weren't college scouts at this game tonight, they're going to tune into our stream and they're going to watch this history unfold. And if they haven't, and I think they're already looking at Manly pretty heavy.
They should be.
They're going to really take a good look tonight. And there's just a lot of weapons on Eastern. Period.
Yeah.
In a game like tonight, we saw record numbers last year against Fayetteville Perry where we won 70 to whatever it was last year in 3 quarters. But tonight, it wasn't like that. I mean, this was a game.
Yeah.
71 to 52.
Yeah. And
I mean, that to me.
You know who?
Go ahead.
I'm so sorry to keep talking over you, Mike. I will say there's a little bit of a delay, so I apologize there. Yeah. But you know who we really have to thank for all of these passing touchdown records and receiving touchdown records? It's Daniel Stewart.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. I mean, when I tell you what, the defense. They looked good tonight. Like they had some really key stops, but really, South Gaia, they've got some weapons on their team. I mean, they've got the Wright brothers in the backfield, Hunter and Lane. Number 14, number 17. They were a dynamic duo tonight themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, they had most of the offense, and the Eastern defense. They really had trouble containing those boys. So, that's what I mean. To have a victory like that tonight against a really, really solid team makes it all the better. Because that first half, guys, Rock and Raj and I were on the edge of our seat. We weren't sure what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, the Eagles, it was just they were trading the lead back and forth.
Right.
And then really at the fourth, that's when the Eagles started running away with it. The defense, they locked it in. And then they took control. The offense did.
Well, it's funny. It not only had your guys' attention down there, it even and listen, it may have looked like a basketball score, and maybe that's why our good buddy South Gaia head basketball coach Travis Elliott was so in tune with the game because he was sending us updates in this one as well. Of course, at this point, we're sitting here watching your guys broadcasting everything else.
Yeah.
But where I'm going with this is you guys had everyone's attention in this game, and like I said, the final score turned out to look like a basketball score. But just a crazy good performance from this squad. And I think it's good that they're being tested in week 9 like this. I think that can play dividends in the playoffs. Tell me what you think.
No, I agree, and we knew, or at least I knew, looking at the schedule, looking at the numbers that, Sims Valley, Notre Dame, and South Gaia were going to be the biggest test for the Eagles. And they seemed to just handle Sims Valley and Notre Dame just with ease. I mean, both of those games, we had a running clock in the second half. Tonight's game, though, this was the test, and this is what they need. They're in a different region now. They're in Region 28. Sims and South Gaia are in Region 27. So, looking at Region 27, I would like to see, South Gaia make a good run in the playoffs. I hope they make it with a 6-3. They're probably going to be a 7-3 record. I hope they make it, and I hope they make a good run over in Region 27. We're in Region 28, lots of different teams. St. Henry, you've got Cincinnati Country Day, and you've got Marion Local. And, for Eastern to be tested like this tonight, I think they were able to make the right adjustments on offense and defense, and they were able to lock this down. And I look for them to make a really good run in this region.
Well, they're certainly going to help you this evening because as we look at the playoff standings here, of course, you sit in the 2 spot just behind that dreaded Marion local squad in the same region, but you've officially clinched a top 8 and a home down in Beaver. So you guys are going to be partying into the postseason just as you've done the last few years. Madman, we're going to let you go and get to your Friday evening here. Anything else you want to toss at us?
Hey, you know what? When we make the playoffs, we need to get the 740 Sports Show back over in Beaver for some pep rallies, boys.
Don't you ever threaten us with a good time on a Friday.
That's right. That's right. Go over to Sully's or Emma's. We'll treat you right.
Hey,
I was seeing those Sully's advertisements earlier.
Hey, we'll get back down there. If Beaver will allow us, we will happily. Be there.
Beaver loves you. They love you guys.
Well,
so come on down.
We love Beaver, and let me tell you this: we'll shut down the street. We'll shut down the street all over again.
We shut it down last year. We'll shut it down again.
I love it, Madman. Thank you. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your weekend. Take care, and on to week 10, baby.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Yes,
Bye.
sir. Thank you. The Madman, Mike Davis, taking the time out of his Friday to wrap things up with us here. And, man, we're just getting started here. It's 10:28 into an early Week 9 Friday. Hang around with us. We're going to be here till midnight, but we got to take a break right now. We'll be back with more Football Friday Nights brought to you by Slark's Automotive Services.
Need a ride to your medical appointment? Medication ready for pickup? A.T. Hoy, LLC has you covered. We provide fast, safe, reliable transportation for medical recipients in Hocking, Ross, and Benton counties. And we're proud to announce we're serving Benton County veterans. We thank you for your service. A.T. Hoy is always looking to expand our crew. Apply online or drop anchor at one of these 3 locations today and grab an application. Call 740-596-0536 today to see if you qualify for free transportation. A.T. Hoy, charting a course for care.
When it comes to glass, experience matters, and Pidcock Glass in Nelsonville has over 30 years of it. From windows and doors to custom glass projects, they can handle almost any job. Pidcock Glass is Southeast Ohio's premier service company to call if you're experiencing glass loss or damage. Whether it's your home, business, or special project, trust the experts who've been serving the community for decades. Let Pidcock Glass brighten your day. Call 740-753-4527 or visit pidcockglass.com today. Proud supporters of area high school athletics.
If you want to make your smartphone even smarter, get our new mobile banking app. You can check deposits and deposit checks. It even gives you nearby ATM locations. Best part is, the money stays right here in this area. It's a better way to bank. Ohio Valley Bank, a better way to bank. Member FDIC. Visit us online at ovbc.com.
Craving good eats in Nelsonville? Head over to Nick's Station, home of Footlong Friday, where the Footlongs bring the flavor all day long. And now introducing Western Burger Wednesday. Get a juicy Western burger and a medium drink for just $8.99. Then cool off with Nick's delicious ice cream treats. The perfect ending to any meal. They've extended their hours, so stop by Monday through Thursday until 10, Friday and Saturday until 11, and Sunday until 9. Nick's Station, fast and friendly with hometown flavor. Nick's is a proud supporter of area high school sports.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today at McFadden-insurance.com. Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
House hunting? Selling? Don't get sacked by stress. Howard Hanna Real Estate and the McNerlin Network team are your real estate MVPs in Jackson. They've got full playbook, mortgage, title, home warranty, insurance, and global marketing that scores big with buyers. No fumbles, no flags, just smooth moves to the end zone of home ownership. Call 740-702-6000. Let Howard Hanna Real Estate and the McNerlin Network team quarterback your next big win.
This is Football Friday Kickoff on Total Media Sports, presented by Slarks Collision Center.
Yeah, it is. Welcome back to the War Room in the heart of downtown Jackson. It's Eric, it's Bub, and now we are joined by the Sarge, Ethan Sargent, and this is the full circle moment of the evening where we take it all back to where it all began for the night at Miami Trace. And Sarge, you may have had a top 3 football game of the year on your hands tonight. What'd you see?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, Eric. Very good football game. We got to start at the top. I don't know if Coach Andy Hall would have had being down 14-0 in the first 3 minutes in his game plan, but unfortunately for Jackson, that is how it started out on the first play from scrimmage. I asked Andy Hall this after the game. He mentioned to me that this was a set that Miami Trace had shown on film, and Jackson did not line up properly to counter it.
Yep.
Julian Baker had that home run ability. He took it all the way, 80 yards on the first play from scrimmage. So Miami Trace does that. Jackson comes out on offense, has a false start, back him up 5 yards. Then on the ensuing play, Bodie Wolford throws a pick to the younger Enoch's brother, not Cooper, but his young brother. And you're thinking, and then they go down and score, and then it's the older Enoch's. Cooper would take a handoff into the end zone, and Miami Trace goes up 5 minutes in the first quarter. And you're thinking, holy smokes, it was dangerous.
Yeah.
Right? Very dangerous for the Jackson Ironmen to be in. But if there's anything we know, Eric, it is that the Ironmen they're not called the flimsy men, are they? They're called the Ironmen, and they responded in kind. They went down the field and scored a touchdown. They were able to get a turnover on the ensuing kickoff via a fumble. They go right back down and get it back to 14-14 before Miami Trace could even blink.
Yep.
So then you get it to both teams then would trade touchdowns before the end of the half. Jackson would score a touchdown thanks to Ryan Simons. Really nice run. And then Miami Trace would go down the field and score a touchdown of their own right before the half thanks to Baker. He would have 3 touchdowns on the night. But they would block. Jackson would block the extra point, so they would go into the halftime locker room with a 1-point lead, 21-20. And it's all still there for both teams. Jackson would get the ball at a halftime. They would go down. They would score to make it 27-20. They would go for 2 to try to make it a 2-score game. Would not get it. Then Miami Trace went right down the field and scored it themselves to tie the game up, 27-27, and it's on a knife edge.
You can feel it.
Then you get what I think is then you get to the moment that I think a lot of people are going to be talking about for a long, long while down Miami Trace. Jackson goes 3-and-out on the ensuing drive. Great pressure from Adam Guthrie up the interior on 3rd down. They get Bodie Wolford at a sack. So Jackson's forced to punt it away. On the ensuing punt, I was on the sidelines trying to maneuver during this play, so I didn't get a great view of it. You can go back. I know we had a stream. You can go back and watch the stream, make your own judgment call. But the referees ruled that the punt returner, the ball bounces on the ground and it nicks, according to the officials, it nicks off of the foot of the Miami Trace player. Nobody really acknowledges it for about 2 or 3 seconds, and then a couple of Ironmen start running after the football, squirts around. Eventually, the Ironmen pounce on it, and they would get it there. And that would lead to an eventual touchdown on a 4th down play, courtesy of a nice Bodie Wolford pass into Gavin Seitz. That would give the Ironmen the lead, 34-27. So then Jackson, after a couple of first downs, they'd force a Miami Trace punt. I'm going to point you to the clock here. It's 34-27 with about 11 minutes and change on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
The next time the scoreboard would change, Eric, it would be with 2 minutes and 23 seconds on the clock, and it was a Jackson touchdown to go up 41-27. They went on a 9-minute drive to close this game out in emphatic fashion. The way that I said it, I was talking to a couple of media associates on the sideline. The way I said it was just soul-crushing.
Yeah.
They picked up a couple of big 4th downs. It was majority on the ground, except for one long 3rd down that Bodie was able to pick up via the air, and a nice pass over to Simons. Bodie had a huge 4th down conversion where he tucked it and ran himself.
Yeah.
And then eventually it would be Bodie who would finish the drive off himself on another one of those tuck and runs. And that would pretty much wrap things up for the Ironmen. A very, very impressive victory for them. And then, they ain't going anywhere. They ain't going anywhere. And they got the job done. They get it to 7-2 on the year. Miami Trace drops their first one in 2025.
You can't go erasing points and erasing moments from games, but if you take 2 minutes and 38 seconds out of this football, or 2 minutes and 30 seconds out of this football game, Jackson wins this game on the road 41-13. That's crazy. With the way that they played in the first 2 minutes of the game, you're thinking, holy cow. And now here they are. And Coach Hall talked to us in the pregame, specifically you, Ethan, on your interview, about the growth of his team that they experience as a staff and a program from those 2 losses in Ironton and Wheelersburg. And it seemed like that was a bit of a difference maker in tonight's game. Miami Trace hadn't been hit with that. They hadn't been hit by in the mouth with the loss this year. That matters this late in the year.
Absolutely. And I point to that senior class, Eric. Obviously, these are seniors that have played in some huge games. A lot of these kids played, in regional semis and regional finals. They've played in deep playoff moments. They know what the moment is. They're not going to blink when they're faced with some adversity, especially when there were still 45 minutes of football on the clock, right? They have plenty of time to rebound and respond, and they did in a whole lot less than 45 minutes. They did in about 5.
Right.
So, again, it just speaks to the culture that Andy Hall has built. I had the chance to catch up with him post-game, and I asked him, I was like, look, I'm sure you didn't have very many game plans where you're down 14-0 after 5 minutes. And he was like, well, no, we didn't. But it's a testament to our program that these kids were able to dust themselves off, shake off the rust. And Bodie Wolford used this term when I talked to him post-game, and it was locked back in, right? They were able to kind of refocus on the goal, refocus on the objective, and they were able to get the job done, and it's all credit to what the Ironmen have built this year.
Huge credit to Coach Hall, huge credit to his staff. They came in, got punched in the mouth, and responded in a big way. Sarge, while we got you on the line here, that bumped Jackson up to 5th in the playoff rankings in that division, and north of them in the 4 spot, Miami Trace.
Yeah, and again, I think if you look at the game that Jackson has next week, they're playing Chillicothe. I haven't seen a lot of scores, full transparency, Eric, because I've been the internet service out at Miami Trace. I was able to get the clips up thanks to the great press box Wi-Fi they had.
Yeah.
But when I'm down on the field, there wasn't a ton of internet, so I haven't been up to date. I do know a couple of crazy scores that have rolled through, but I have seen. I know that I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Chillicothe got the victory.
They did.
So I think that sets up again. It all sets up next week. That is going to be. I asked Andy Hall about it. He's like, look, they got a kid by the name of Carte Ligon who I remember watching in junior high and kind of knowing he was going to be. He didn't use this verbiage. I will. He was going to be one of them once.
Yeah.
And Carte has proven so far that he's absolutely one of those guys that is just a plain, flat-out difference maker. And look, with the exception of. Julian Baker had his moments tonight against the Jackson defense.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they were able to keep him, I don't want to say in check, because on the stat sheet, he definitely is going to have well over 100 yards. He's going to have 3 touchdowns. In check isn't the right word, but they were able to limit the effectiveness that he was able to have, especially late in that game. And you want to know the best way that the Jackson Ironmen were able to do that? They kept the ball out of his hands.
Easiest way to do it there.
In the hands of Bodie Wolford. They kept the ball in the hands of Ryan Simons. And look, you're going to win a lot of football games. They dominated. I talked about time of possession on Football Friday kickoff. They were able to control that. I think Jackson might have doubled up Miami Trace, especially in the second half in terms of times of possession. And look, you can score on defense, but it's a lot harder than scoring on offense. And that is exactly what Jackson did, is they kept the ball out of Julian Baker's hands. They kept the ball out of that line's hands. And you have to give a ton of credit to that Jackson line, too, because they battled all night long. They battled, and it was a great war in those trenches. And it's super exciting for the Ironmen to get, once again, a share of the FAC. They don't quite clinch it outright just yet, as Chillicothe's got a chance to throw a monkey wrench into things next week.
They sure do. They sit in the 8th spot in the region after tonight, Sarge, so they bump up a spot. In the 12 would be Hillsboro. which means even after week 9, the FAC would have 5 of 6 squads in the playoffs, with Washington Courthouse over in 16 as well. So, I mean, just a much improved conference. As you talked about, you got to see a great football game tonight. Anything else you want to throw out? You got a busy weekend, so we're going to let you go here before long.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. We got a busy weekend. I did see. It's got to be one of the upsets of the year in the OVC. How about the Chesapeake Panthers?
Crazy
getting a win over Rock Hill. I mean, that's a stunner.
Yeah,
it's a heartbreaker for Rock Hill. It's a monster win for Chesapeake. Congrats to everybody in the Panther program for getting win number 1 on the year. I saw Hamilton Township fell. Carroll.
They did.
I do know, I can confirm from somebody who was at this game that Jovan McBride left this game with an injury. So that is a tough blow for the Rangers, especially if he is out longer term. Tri-Valley took double overtime to beat Sheridan.
Great game.
But they got it done. Unbelievable finish there.
Yeah.
They forced a late fumble in the second overtime to get the win.
How about Valley going on the road? How about Valley going on the road to take down Grandview Heights? Huge win for the Indians.
Yeah, that win is going to give them a boatload of playoff points and probably just about puts them in Region 19.
Yeah.
And look, that program's earned it. You can't say anything but that. They have absolutely earned it. Anthony Aaron in that backfield. They've got that identity and they've established themselves all year long. And again, huge shout out to that Indians program. They've done a great job all year and. They've maintained their level all year long. They played some tough opponents. They came up a little short against Berg. It's okay. A lot of people are going to come up a little short against Berg. But they have really played at a very high level this year. I think they got a lot to be proud of inside that building this year.
I think you're exactly right, Sarge. Sarge, we're going to let you go for the evening. We appreciate all of the things you do for us here for Football Friday nights, all the clips, all the sounds, all the everythings, man. You have yourself a great homecoming weekend.
Make sure you go check it out.
Oh, we certainly will.
Go check that out over on Facebook. Yeah, and for everybody out there who's listening and maybe interested, maybe some Jackson fans tuning in now on your way home, as I am from Miami Trace, you can go over to our Football Friday Kickoff Facebook page. We're looking to we get a few more followers. We get up to 500 followers before the end of the night. We've got clips. I've got a bunch of highlights posted from tonight's game, as well as interviews with Ryan Simons, Bodie Wolford, and Andy Hall. You can check all those out over on Facebook. Make sure to drop some likes and some shares on that as well. Feel free to send it to your mom or maybe your local Ironmen fan, or maybe if you want to rub it into a Trace fan, go ahead and send it over to them as well. But it's going to be a lot of fun to see that matchup next week, Eric. And we got a big one tomorrow. Bobcats back at home taking on Northern Illinois. We'll be on. It'll be me and a new voice across the Total Media Network. He's not a Total Media employee, but Gabe Genovese is going to join me on the show tomorrow. Jason is doing some NASCAR stuff this weekend, so we've got Gabe with us. Gabe is awesome. He's the new director of broadcasting over at Ohio University. I'm really excited to work with him early tomorrow. It's homecoming, too, so I know there's plenty of Bobcats out there who are having themselves a good Friday night, so make sure we're staying safe out there. And I'm looking next week. I'm already salivating, Eric. I know we just got done with one Friday, but can we fast forward to next week at Joe Burrow Stadium already? Because I've been looking forward to it all year long. And it's here. Both teams won. It is 9-0 versus 9-0. We have officially made it, and it's about as mouthwatering as it was when they were both 0-0. It's going to be unbelievable, Eric.
It's going to be another great Friday here in a week. Make no mistake about it. Sarge, we'll see you. We'll let you go. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll get to a break.
Absolutely. Good luck, guys.
All right, Ethan Sargent joining us here. We're going to get to a break here. When we return, we're going to hear from that little guy over in the SVC Game of the Week area, our littlest fan of the night, Dallin, is going to be calling in, talk about them Huntsmen and the Adena Warriors out in Frankfurt. Stick around with us. You're listening to Football Friday Nights, presented by Slarks Automotive Services.
The Uptown Clinic powered by Holzer is located at 5 North Court Street in Athens. Nurse practitioner Amy Ward and staff provide walk-in urgent care services, on-site lab testing, primary care services, and much more. If you're on your way to work, class, or back home and need care, Stop by the Holzer Uptown Clinic, conveniently located for Ohio University students, staff, and families. That's the Holzer Uptown Clinic at 5 North Court Street in Athens.
Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding. Family owned and operated since 1958.
Looking for a home away from home for your furry friend? Welcome to Red Woof Inn, where tails wag and dreams come true. At Red Woof, we offer spacious play areas, cozy naps, and personalized care from our dedicated team. Whether your pup loves fetch or just snuggling, we've got it covered. Our facilities are top-notch, and our staff are dog lovers through and through. From playtime adventures to treat-filled cuddle sessions, we ensure your pup has a blast. Give your dog a vacation they'll love at Red Woof Inn, located on Old Dixon Road in MacArthur. Call 740-649-8640 to book your fur baby stay while spots are still available.
Calling all hunters and outdoor enthusiasts, it's time to gear up for your next adventure with our buy one, get 2 free sale on select items at the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. That's right, 3 pairs of boots for the price of 1. Whether you're planning for the hunting season, need new hiking boots for the trails, or even a new pair of work boots, we've got you covered. Don't miss out. Stop and see us today at the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come get fully stocked up for any season at the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store.
The Slark family has welcomed drivers through their body shop doors for many years. And now, with the addition of Slark's Tire and Service Center, formerly Jackson Tire, they continue to provide the same great experience, care, and quality you can count on. Our certified technicians bring experience and knowledge and provide fast, expert service with top quality brand tires and parts to keep your car running smoothly and road ready. Reliable, honest, and hassle-free. Visit Slark's Tire and Service at 66 East Broadway Street in Jackson, your local tire and auto repair expert.
Mom, my teacher said some kids don't get new shoes when school starts.
That's why Southern Ohio Soles is so important, honey. They make sure that underprivileged kids start the year with shoes that fit and feel good.
So, if people give money, more kids can have shoes for school?
Exactly. Every dollar helps a child walk into class with pride, ready to learn and ready to thrive.
Can I help too?
Everyone can. Visit www.southernohiosoles.com now and help a kid start school confident and strong.
Are you tired of dealing with malfunctioning garage doors? Look no further than True Track Garage Doors in Londonderry. Our team of experienced technicians specialize in garage door repairs, installation, and maintenance services. Whether you need a simple repair or a brand new garage door installation, we've got you covered. At True Track Garage Doors, we prioritize customer satisfaction and ensure that your garage door is functioning properly and safely. Contact us today at 740-596-1000 to schedule an appointment or request a free estimate. Call True Track to get you back on track.
Willis Advantage Property Solutions delivers dependable, full-service property maintenance you can trust. We specialize in asphalt repair, infrared patching, surface cleaning, parking lot striping, and powerful hydrojet drain cleaning, serving industrial, commercial, and residential customers across the region. From small fixes to large-scale projects, we get the job done right, on time, and on budget. Call now for your free consultation at 740-577-4574. Willis Advantage Property Solutions. We protect and maintain what matters.
Back to more of Football Friday Kickoff on Total Media Sports, presented by Slark's Collision Center.
If that music bed doesn't make you think high school football, it probably makes you think blue jeans. Welcome back to Football Friday nights. Bub, you get blue jeans from that one? You get blue jeans?
I mean, I buy blue jeans all the time.
Okay,
I've actually started buying black jeans recently.
Bub was feeling high school football from that. Bub's going through a little bit of a phase here, maybe by the sounds of it, going through his black jeans.
Skinny black jeans, too.
Speaking of going through a skinny phase, Bub, we're going to go ahead and get this little guy on the line with us here this evening. Our SVC Game of the Week, junior of the junior correspondents. How about our little guy, Dowdell, with us this evening? Dallin, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, little guy. Dowdell, how are you this evening? How'd the game go for you out in Frankfurt with the Huntsmen, Dowdell, and the Warriors?
Huntsman won. 40 to 14.
40 to 14. The Huntsmen get it done over the Adena Warriors.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dow, here when we get off the phone, I'm going to play the clip from this afternoon when we did our interview together. We had the opportunity. Dallin came to work with me today. His annual Friday off of school. It was an in-service day. People, calm down. We're not letting our kids play hooky for football. But would you blame us if we did? Let's be honest. But Dow, you got to enjoy another Football Friday afternoon. You felt really good about this game. What did you like about Huntington that made you feel like they were going to win this game tonight, buddy?
The way they've been playing like all year long.
Yeah.
They've been like winning. Their quarterback's been doing really good.
Yeah, their quarterback's playing good tonight. I thought the running back, Isaac Taylor, the senior, who's about 5'10", 215, he's a tank back there. He wears number 7. I thought he had a pretty good game. Did you see him carry the football much tonight?
I've seen him carry the football a lot.
A lot. He had himself a night back there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Huntington now gets its 6th win on the year. Adena moves to, I think, 3-6 on the year without having that number directly in front of me at the moment. Dow, did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Did you end up painting your face, buddy?
No.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. We'll get that face painted another time.
Did you have any food?
Bub wants to know if you ate anything good. Yeah, you have a hot dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're always due for a hot dog or a popcorn everywhere you go. Dow, anything else you want to throw into this experience tonight?
No.
Not really? Well, hey, your lock of the week won, and I don't know if you know, but my lock of the week won as well. The Jackson Ironmen did take down Miami Trace.
What was the score after?
It was 41-27. The Ironmen won. They were down 14-0 to start the game, but they came back and won.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Yes, okay. Hey, go get you some rest. I heard you were trying to take a nap before you called in, so go get you some rest. I had a good football day with you, dude. Glad you got to see you some good football this evening as well, and I'm glad you had a good time. Go get you some sleep, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Love you, Dow.
Love you.
All right, that was Dow, our junior SVC correspondent. We could have tagged in Greg Bigham. We could have tagged in Jaron Cox, Mike Strasball, any one of those fine gentlemen that do SVC broadcasting over there, bub. But we went straight with our little football guy for the day, and he had himself a time.
I can't believe you make him work on his day off of school.
You know what? It's there's ways you can look at things in the world.
That's the way I
Some call
see
it work, some call it opportunity. He sat in here and gave us his picks. He gave us his lock of the week as well. I mentioned I had a clip of that audio. Let's play that real quick. Take a listen. I'm now here with the little one, Dallin, and Dallin, you are a representative of the Huntsman Township, the Township, Dow School District. They're going on the road tonight to take on the Adena Warriors. This is your lock of the week. Why is this game your lock of the week, Dow?
Because I go to Huntington, and I really like them, and I think they just have a bigger chance of winning.
All right. All right, you're going to be at this game tonight. How excited are you to be going to this game?
Really?
Are you rooting for Huntington?
Yes.
Are you painting your face for the game?
Yes.
It's awesome. Will you give me a rundown of how it goes afterwards?
Yes.
All right. Well, we may hear from you afterwards. Got anything else you want to say?
Go Huntsman.
Yeah.
This is Downs Football Friday night. And Eric, I have a question for you. Who is your lock of the week?
Ooh, that's a great question, Dowling. It's a busy week 9. We've got games that have conference implications, playoff implications, even some rivalries sprinkled in throughout, Dow. But my lock of the week, I'm not picking an easy one, but I'm picking what I know. I think the Jackson Ironmen take down the Miami Trace Panthers and come away with their 5th straight FAC championship.
Okay, that's a crazy one. I have one more question for you. Okay. Why is your lock of the week the Ironmen?
It's another great question, Dallin. The Ironmen have won 4 straight conference championships in a row. I think they're trying to kind of erase their 2 losses earlier in the year against Wheelersburg and Ironton. I think they're kind of trying to make up for those. I think they're going to be ready for this game. Bodie Wolford's healthy. Ryan Simetz is playing great football. Jacob Allen is licking his chops, ready to go up against Adam Guthrie and company. I think he wants to prove himself as the premier offensive lineman in Southern Ohio. That's why I'm going with the Ironmen tonight, Dal.
And I also have another question.
Okay.
Who's your favorite player on that Jackson team?
Oh, favorite player on the Ironmen? I grew up in Jackson, and I grew up loving quarterbacks, Dowling. I love the quarterback position, especially for the Ironmen, and I wore number 5. So Bodie Wolford's I got a little soft spot for Bodie Wolford at the quarterback position. But the Ironmen, that's a talented roster. They got a lot of very good players. Good kids. They're good kids.
This is now on Dowland's Friday Night Football. See ya.
And that was your interview of the night. We're going to take a quick break and welcome you back to the 11 o'clock hour, where we hope to hear from Dan Morrow, the voice of the Jackson Ironmen. We may tune in with the general down in Tiger Town as well here if we got a little bit of extra time around this 11 o'clock hour. Keep it right here. You're listening to Football Friday Nights, presented by Slarks Automotive Services.
Looking for a bank that puts you first? At Farmers Bank, they've been helping neighbors grow for over a century with personal checking and savings, business loans, convenient online and mobile banking, and customer service that treats you like family. Whether you're planting roots or planning your future, Farmers Bank will help every step of the way. Stop by one of their local branches today and experience why Farmers Bank is your hometown bank since 1904. Member FDIC. Farmers Bank, growing with you.
Need new tires? Rick's Tire and Auto has you covered. Looking for top-notch auto service? Rick's Tire and Auto has expertise. And now they're bringing their A-game to Athens County. Owned by Rick Dieter, formerly of Huddle Tire in Athens. Rick's Tire and Auto Service is located at 1353 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Right off the first Nelsonville exit on 33 West. Stop in for a quick tire change or oil change, or schedule an appointment by calling 220-218-4169. At Rick's Tire and Auto, we have your vehicle covered.
Need a ride to your medical appointment? Medication ready for pickup? A.T. Hoy, LLC has you covered. We provide fast, safe, reliable transportation for medical recipients in Hocking, Ross, and Benton counties. And we're proud to announce we're serving Benton County veterans. We thank you for your service. A.T. Hoy is always looking to expand our crew. Apply online or drop anchor at one of these 3 locations today and grab an application. Call 740-596-0536 today to see if you qualify for free transportation. A.T. Hoy, charting a course for care.
When it comes to glass, experience matters, and Pidcock Glass in Nelsonville has over 30 years of it. From windows and doors to custom glass projects, they can handle almost any job. Pidcock Glass is Southeast Ohio's premier service company to call if you're experiencing glass loss or damage. Whether it's your home, business, or special project, trust the experts who've been serving the community for decades. Let Pidcock Glass brighten your day. Call 740-753-4527 or visit pidcockglass.com today. Proud supporters of area high school athletics.
Over the years, we've been asked a lot of questions. Like, why is our bank any different than those big city financials? After all, most banks offer the same products and services. The difference is our people and our service. We give you the one-on-one, first-name, friendly service that you deserve. Ohio Valley Bank, a better way to bank. Member FDIC. Visit us online at ovbc.com.
Craving good eats in Nelsonville? Head over to Nick's Station, home of Footlong Friday, where the footlongs bring the flavor all day long. And now introducing Western Burger Wednesday. Get a juicy Western burger and a medium drink for just $8.99. Then cool up with Nick's delicious ice cream treats. The perfect ending to any meal. They've extended their hours, so stop by Monday through Thursday until 10, Friday and Saturday until 11, and Sunday until 9. Nick's Station, fast and friendly with hometown flavor. Nick's is a proud supporter of area high school sports.
970 AM and 97.3 FM. The Game. WATH
Athens, a Total Media Group station.
Back to more of Football Friday Kickoff on Total Media Sports, presented by Slarks Collision Center.
Welcome back. You're listening to Football Friday Nights, presented by Slarks Automotive Services. I'm Eric Landrum. Alongside me is the babiest of baby brothers. Despite the beard, despite him losing all the weight, there's still the baby brother. Bub in studio with us in the war room on an action-packed Week 9. Just moments away from hearing from the General down in Tiger Town. Bub, he's excited about Tiger football, I'm sure. They put up a lot of points, albeit in a loss this evening to Northwest, 59-31, but there's some life down there in Tiger Town. And Bub, I'm sure that this phone call, I may even have to take the headphones off and give you guys a moment, because I'm sure the General's going to be thrilled.
Yeah, it's going to be a reunion.
I mean, stick around, because this is about to get awesome on a Friday night. General's going to be happy to hear you, Bub.
Yeah, I think he's already itching to talk to us.
It's the way that it looks here. So, hey, without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get this gentleman.
Hello.
And by gentleman, I mean General. On the line, Jeff Davis with us in Tiger Town. Good evening to you, sir.
Hey, good evening, Eric. Now, did I hear you right? Did I hear you say
you did.
Bub's in the house?
Yeah, he is.
Hey,
what's up?
That's the only reson I called. I haven't called in 6 weeks.
I know. I was like, I'll just mute myself, leave my phone. You guys are good, right?
Hey, I'll tell you.
Do you need a moment? Do you need a moment? Do I need to leave?
Listen. No, it's all good. Listen, I got to tell you, this has been, I've been doing this a long time. This has been a strange year for this Waverly football team. They've dealt with injuries and whatnot, but there have been games, man, I got to be honest, it's been tough to call at times.
Yeah,
and
sure.
They have had their struggles, but going back a couple weeks ago, against Minford, all of a sudden, without, our quarterback, found a way to put 40 on the board and kind of woke us up a little bit. And then, of course, we had to go to Wheelersburg last week. We knew how that was going to go. But tonight, what I want to talk about, the main reason I called, that might be the best Northwest team I have seen in my career.
Wow.
Look, they were versatile. They were huge. They had the quarterback was solid. They had good running backs.
Good
they
quarterback.
Had receivers.
Yeah, so
Carson Christian is also a phenomenal athlete in the area.
Yeah.
Well, and look, he got injured late in the second quarter, and you don't want to see an injury, but I really felt like that might level the game a little, because he's one of the top 3 or 4 players I've seen the entire season.
Wow.
He is something else. I mean, the balance, a running back, you just kind of see that balance and that, that ability to keep moving the ball forward. And he certainly had that. So I was just overly impressed with Northwest. But Waverly tonight got their quarterback back on the field.
Gunner was
back out there.
Yeah.
And that let Briar Barch, who's been playing quarterback, and running the ball a lot, play running back. And I talked about in our pregame, I was excited to see Briar, with the pressure off. And really, he was up to the challenge, ran the ball very strong. And it was one of those games where I said early, first team to 50 wins, and I turned out to be right.
You were tonight, yeah.
59-31. But, it was a fun game to call, offensive, some good stuff. And, Waverly, we had senior night tonight. There were only 3 that walked across the field, and really only a couple of those play a lot of time. So the Tigers are building towards next season. This will be the first time, by the way, in 11 seasons that I don't call a Waverly game in week 11. So it's a little different than I'm used to.
Yeah, and so talk to me about the future, because you're obviously seeing signs. Obviously, Waverly's not going to be playing anywhere in Week 11, as you just mentioned. What's the writing on the wall look like for the future of this Tigers program?
Well, if you'd asked me that a couple of weeks ago, it would have been a little tougher to answer.
Yeah.
I mean, when we left the Oak Hill game, which was one of the strangest games I've ever been a part of, and congratulations to the Oaks with their first league win in like 5 years, I think. And so that was the only good thing came out of the night, as far as I was concerned.
Right.
But
a struggle for the Oaks.
Now looking at it, with solid receivers on the outside, and Briar Barch, he's a smaller kid, but he has that, that thing that you look for in the running back. So hopefully moving forward, this is a team that could make some noise. Gunner Myers can certainly sling it. And as you guys know, in high school football, it's all about staying healthy. It doesn't take much to change everything. But there's a couple things I want to ask you guys about. I was looking at some scores around the area.
Yeah.
And, I remember early in the season, I told you that was the best Miami Trace team I've seen.
Yeah.
Well, Jackson got them tonight, which didn't surprise me, but it looked like Miami Trace gave them a game. Is that right? 41-27.
Miami Trace jumped out 14-0 the first 2.5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and so I was, sometimes when I say things like that, I wonder if are they really as good as I think they are? Well,
I think you're spot on.
So they were pretty good. I think looking into these playoffs, Unioda, that's one of the best Unioda teams I've seen.
Very good Unioda team. That is the best Unioda team I've seen in a long time. That is the best.
They're in a tough region. I mean, that Division 4, 15 or 16. I mean, it is tough. But speaking of tough regions, I looked at pregame tonight. Piketon went to Westfall, which, by the way, that score surprised me a little bit. Westfall really had their way with Piketon.
Me too.
But those two teams are both on the outside looking in at 5-3.
Yeah.
And that is really strange to me. How did let's see, Portsmouth West
I believe 49-13.
Yeah, they kind of ran through Oak Hill this evening.
So they were in a position to control their own destiny, and they've been reeling a little last couple of weeks. Of course, they have to play Willisburg next week, so they're probably going to need some help to get in. But the other score that I was Valley. How about Lucasville Valley?
That one got me. Them over Granville got me. Crushed them, General.
And there may or may not be unofficial lines on high school games, and let me tell you, Grandview Heights was clearly a favorite in that football game.
Yeah.
But so when I saw that score, you know how sometimes you're not sure if you saw it right. Hey, and let's give some love to Chesapeake. Didn't they get their first one tonight?
They did. Yes, sir.
Yeah, took down
I'm not
Rock
sure
Hill.
what happened there.
Yeah.
What's that?
Go ahead, Bub.
I believe they took down Rock Hill tonight.
Yeah.
They were. I saw a score of 20-6, and I'm not sure it was a final, but congratulations to the what are they? The Panthers? Is that right?
Chesapeake Panthers. Yes, sir.
Chesapeake Panthers, big win down there. Everybody needs to get paid every now and then on Friday.
That's it.
You work so hard in football. The Tigers got theirs on homecoming against Minford, and but it's been a tough season. But the Tigers are going to come back strong. Like I said, they lose very little, and Coach Crabtree talks about steering the ship. It got a little off course this season, but hopefully they can get it back right. But hey, Bub, great to have you back, dude.
Hey, absolutely good to be back. There was only two people I wanted to talk to whenever I came back, you and Bo from Trimble, and I'm still waiting to talk to Bo from Trimble.
Bob's going to find himself getting muted if he keeps it up.
Hey, listen, in week 11, you guys just give me a call. I'll just come and hang out with you guys because I got nothing else to do in week 11.
Well, hey, we very well may be doing that for you this evening. But General, before we let you go, and we're getting other calls in if you can't tell. Before we let you go, I do have one more question for you. You mentioned that best Miami Trace squad you've seen, best Unioga squad you've seen, things like that. Well, these are all squads that Waverly has taken on. Is this the best schedule you've seen Waverly take on in the regular season in your tenure that you can remember?
It is, and that's something that you can't control. I mean, there are years where, in the last few years would be great examples. Waverly goes 5-5, 6-4, and you don't really know because you don't feel like these teams that they were playing were that good. Well, this is a year where if those teams were like those other teams, this could have been a 4-6, 5-5 Waverly team.
Yeah.
The problem is those other teams. I mean, tonight's a great example. Northwest Mohawks put up 59. On the Tigers. We didn't play bad. I mean, offensively, we played pretty well, but they deserved to win. And like I said, the best Northwest team I've seen maybe ever. Yeah. The best Unioda team I've seen ever, and the best Miami Trace team I've seen since we started playing them again.
Yeah.
So, and Wheelersburg is Wheelersburg. I mean,
sure. Yeah.
Impressive. Hey, and I want to throw this out there on the air for anybody's listening. Wheelersburg, got on Waverly early last week, and they really put the brakes on and had great sportsmanship, and I was very impressed by that.
That's good to hear.
So,
shout out to Rob Woodward. They're class down there, man.
Shout out to Rob.
Yeah.
Hey, are they going to rename that stadium? Is that Woodward Stadium now since he's got more wins than Ed Miller?
Well, listen, hey, that's a controversy you can stir up and leave us out of it on Fridays, would you? Would you leave us out of it?
I'm not starting that. Hey, we're going to blame it on we'll blame it on Bub.
Toughest schedule that I've seen the Tigers play. 51-19 are Tigers opponents. To give fans on their records, to give fans a standard. If your opponents are going 500, that's kind of an okay sign that you're playing a tough competition.
Sure.
It's been a tough one in Tiger Town. But General, we always appreciate you calling in. There are brighter days in Tiger Town, and they play baseball in the spring and basketball in the winter as well. So heads up.
Hey, and should be very competitive in both.
Yes,
very
sir.
Competitive in both.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Hey, I want to throw this out there. Waverly Volleyball, give us some love. They went to Warren.
How about
beat
it?
Warren, headed to Logan to play Circleville in district final next week.
How about it? Shout out to you ladies.
Absolutely.
Lady Tigers, man. General, we appreciate you. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, buddy. All right, you guys have a good one.
Take care. Jeff Davis, the General of Tiger Town, taking the time to join us on his Friday evening. And he's got such a great grasp on the conference. Having been in his seat calling football so long, when you wear the headset as long as he has and tell the tales of Tiger Town, so to speak. Bub, say that 5 times fast on your Week 9 Friday.
I'll do it then, not on the radio.
Fair enough. He's got a good grasp on the conference. He's got a very good grasp on the program that is the Waverly Tigers. There are signs of life in Waverly. And as he mentioned, normal years, when the SOC is not just a powerhouse that it is. I mean, like he mentioned, Valleys, Northwest, Wheelersburg, Unioga. I mean, you just name these opponents. It's pretty gnarly, the schedule that Waverly had to play with replacing the talent that they had to replace. But you see these guys on Week 9 at 1-7 taking on a Northwest squad that had 5 wins coming into the night, now 6. And you can see that the fight's still there. They're not folding. They're doing what they can. Gunnar Myers, he'd do whatever he can to be on the football field for this team. A young quarterback in his first year at the helm. And
I think Waverly did a really good job of limiting big plays and explosive plays tonight from a Northwest team who just a week ago against Portsmouth West was very explosive on the offensive side of the football. I know Northwest ended up hanging, over 50-plus points tonight, but it was not specifically long drives, but very, very consistent drives from the Mohawks, but Waverly still didn't break their fundamentals and on their defensive side and didn't give up any super big plays.
Well, and that's what all you can do in games like this. Listen, man, sometimes you take the field, and let's call spades a spade for a moment here. Sometimes you take the field on Friday night and you're outmanned. You are outgunned, and you don't have nearly as much artillery as the team standing across the field from you in the opposite color jersey.
Doesn't mean it's unwinnable.
It doesn't mean it's unwinnable, but it means you may have to do it in ways you're not accustomed to doing it, which in this particular case for Waverly is exactly that. Don't make no turnovers, first of all. Don't allow the big play, and then maybe you can force a turnover if they've got to go the length of the field, or force a penalty that backs them up and puts them in situations that are uncomfortable to be in from an offensive perspective, and give yourself a fighting chance. The Tigers did that tonight, and that's a sign of a good, disciplined team. And I think this is Rusty Richards here taking the time to join us on his Friday night. Coach, are you with us this evening here, sir?
Yeah, how you guys doing tonight?
Coach Richards from Nelsonville, York. We are just wonderful. How are you this evening?
Oh, buddy, couldn't be better.
I mean, it's a home win against the conference opponent that's shaping up for the Week 10 that everyone else around the region hopes. I'm glad you're enjoying your Friday just as well as we are, sir. Your team took care of business tonight in a big way. They looked prepared. They looked sharp. It looked like you're in postseason form in Week 9. Talk to us about what took place in Bucktown this evening, sir.
Yeah, we were come out pretty hot on offense. We gave up, they hit us on a double pass, which was a nice execution by Benton County. They caught us off guard there a little bit, but that's nice to see those kind of things. We're going to see that kind of stuff as we're moving forward. And they ended up punching one in on a nice, we had Alec Thompson at great coverage. The kid just threw a perfect pass. That made it 21-6. and then we went right back down the field and scored. But, penalties again, we had 90 yards of penalties in the first half, and a little bit of everything, you name it. And, so I was not a very happy camper going into halftime, even though we were winning. So that wasn't real pleasant in the locker room, we can't do that stuff going forward. So, but other than that, our offense was spot on. I mean, we did a little bit of everything. Got many different kids running the ball. We had like 5 different kids catch, like 2 passes apiece.
Oh, wow.
So Cam was on. Cam ran. Cam was 10 for 12. He had another 6 carries for 68 yards on the ground. Made some great decisions. And when he plays like that, it just keeps our offense moving because, we always have Austin we can fall back onto. But we've been working on the passing game a lot the last 3 weeks, trying to intermix it a little bit more, try to be a little bit more 60-40, But, because we always know we can go back to the run game. So, yeah, very pleased. It was senior night. Sent our kids out with a win. We're going to be back here. Could be 2 weeks, could be 3 weeks, it's all going to depend on the Athens game.
Yeah, it is. It is, and that's the easy one to look at, and we'll get to that one here in just a moment. But what does it mean for, Benton County put up 12 points on the board? You mentioned your team being caught off guard by the double pass there, which happens, and teams are going to throw you the kitchen sink. You guys are, based on, it's just what Nelsonville football gets, or Nelsonville York football gets, excuse me. What's it like seeing those types of things in week 9, and how do you use those to your advantage week 10, week 11, and week 12?
Yeah, it's nice. We've been getting some double passes, reverse passes. It just gets us ready, and you can practice that stuff, but you just never know when they're going to run it in a game. So we've been getting low everything. People have been throwing some different wrinkles. They threw a couple. They've been running like a little scissors play. Well, they ran a scissors and then ran a option off of it. So we've been getting like everything. I'm sure Athens has a couple plays.
Yeah.
We've always keep a couple for them. But we've been showing them a lot. I've been showing them an actual lot. We ran Caleb Layton on a little reverse again tonight.
Yeah.
Picked up 5 or 6 from offensive line. So, just getting working on a little bit of everything. We've got our special teams has been a lot better with extra points and kickoffs. So, just get ready for these tough ones because from here on out, there's going to be no more easy games. There's no more, you're going in thinking, hey, when we going to put the JV in kind of thing. That's not going to happen for the Athens is 9-0 for a reason. And once we get to playoffs division, Region 5, our Region 19 in Division 5 is brutal for the top 8 up. So there are no easy outs. So
yeah, there's a reason the JV schedule ends a little bit sooner than that varsity schedule, right?
Exactly.
So, Coach, obviously you take on the Athens Bulldogs next week. They got a big win tonight, 47-19 as well. I don't think that's a surprise to you. I anticipate you expected a 9-0 Bulldogs program the second you took a peek at the schedule. Talk to me about that game next week. What you expect in that contest? What your team's going to do to prepare, and how you get ready for the Bulldogs.
Honestly, we've been preparing for about 3 weeks, defensively. Offensively, we've just been doing our thing. I don't really change a whole lot for teams other than just call plays as, what it fits. But no, we've been sneaking in. It's been half and half. So, it's probably been a little bit more tough on our kids the last 3 weeks because, we've done 10 plays, Alex. Hey, now we're going to Athens, fellas. Well, like I told them tonight, there won't be no splitting plays next week. So we've been sneaking in, 10 or 12 plays each day defensively to prepare for their offense. And it's probably helped a little bit. We've seen Benton, Alexander, Meggs, and I'm leaving somebody out here. Wilson, and they all run spread. So that's been the good thing. We're going to go from spread to spread to spread. So it's not like hey, we got Phil Ferris's wishbone, then we had a spread, then we got the wing tee.
Yeah.
So, it's now again, they don't have Athens players, and, but they run some similar things. So it sort of helped, to not get the kids confused too much. But like I told them, said, guys, everybody's been talking about this game for 4 weeks. We've been practicing for 3 or 4 weeks. It's time to get, and whoever plays best, limits, tackles the best. It always comes down to tackling.
Yeah.
Spread, whether it's spread or wishbone, if you don't tackle well, you're not going to win.
Yes, sir.
So, we got to keep those little bubbles and some of those things they like to do and, just contain Sutton the best we can. He's a heck of a player.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop him. Just sort of try to limit him to the big plays, and we can't give up the big pass play and just make him, nickel and dime us. And then obviously the offense, we got to do what we did last year. We got to keep the ball away from him. Right. So, we got to be able to run the ball. If we can run the ball, we have a chance. If we can't run the ball, I don't think we want to try to get in a shootout with them, trying to score in the 40s.
There's a reason they got the Boston Field written on the field. It's on the ground. It's not hanging in the air. You run the ball in Nelsonville. It's on the ground.
Yes, absolutely.
And, Coach, we appreciate your time here. Anything else you want to throw at us before you get to your weekend and then a busy week 10?
Yeah, no, we, like I said, it's here. We finally can talk about it.
Let's do it.
It's here. We're 9-0 and 9-0. I'm thinking this is like the only time second time in the county this has been done.
That's crazy.
2 9-0 teams playing each other, and I think that happened in 2011 with Athens and Nelsonville, York. So should be fun. Down at Rutherford, and a team that plays the two heavyweights going here. So hopefully we can come out with the least mistakes, and hopefully we don't have 90 yards penalties in the first half, because we do. It's not going to be good for us.
That's not good.
Not this week.
That's not good for any team, especially a team taking on a 9-0 Bulldogs team. But Coach, your team's playing great football, so good luck to you. Not only here, but as they get tougher for you each week and in and out from this point on. Good luck to you, Coach.
Exactly. Thank you all.
We appreciate
y'all
your time.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Coach. You too.
Yeah.
Coach Rusty Richards of the Nelsonville York Buckeyes taking the time to call in and join us here on Week 9 of football Friday nights. When we return, we got another voice that you love to hear from around the area, and especially around these streets right outside this plaza. Dan Morrow sits in the seat beside us. I finally got some company worth being proud of here in the War Room, Bub. We are going to take a break. When we return, Dan Morrow, the voice of the Ironmen, to join us. Stay right here. It's Football Friday Nights, presented by Slarks Automotive Services.
Hey, it's me. Well, you from the future. Let's talk budget. Gas prices are going up, you blew your budget buying groceries, and here comes your bill for car insurance. Now, that's one bill you can control when you choose Erie Insurance.
Do your future self a favor and ask about Rate Lock from Erie.
The only thing going down is the waistline on our jeans.
Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today at mcfadden-insurance.com.
Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
House hunting? Selling? Don't get sacked by stress. Howard Hanna Real Estate and the McNerlin Network team are your real estate MVPs in Jackson. They've got full playbook, mortgage, title, home warranty, insurance, and global marketing that scores big with buyers. No fumbles, no flags, just smooth moves to the end zone of home ownership. Call 740-702-6000. Let Howard Hanna Real Estate and the McNerlin Network team quarterback your next big win.
The Uptown Clinic powered by Holzer is located at 5 North Court Street in Athens. Nurse practitioner Amy Ward and staff provide walk-in urgent care services, on-site lab testing, primary care services, and much more. If you're on your way to work, class, or back home and need care, stop by the Holzer Uptown Clinic, conveniently located for Ohio University students, staff, and families. That's the Holzer Uptown Clinic at 5 North Court Street in Athens.
Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding. Family owned and operated since 1958.
Looking for a home away from home for your furry friend? Welcome to Red Woof Inn, where tails wag and dreams come true. At Red Woof, we offer spacious play areas, cozy naps, and personalized care from our dedicated team. Whether your pup loves fetch or just snuggling, we've got it covered. Our facilities are top-notch, and our staff are dog lovers through and through. From playtime adventures to treat-filled cuddle sessions, we ensure your pup has a blast. Give your dog a vacation they'll love at Red Woof Inn, located on Old Dixon Road in MacArthur. Call 740-649-8640 to book your fur baby stay while spots are still available.
Calling all hunters and outdoor enthusiasts, it's time to gear up for your next adventure with our buy one, get 2 free sale on select items at the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. That's right, 3 pairs of boots for the price of 1. Whether you're planning for the hunting season, need new hiking boots for the trails, or even a new pair of work boots, we've got you covered. Don't miss out. Stop and see us today at the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come get fully stocked up for any season at the Rocky Outdoor Gear Store.
The Slark family has welcomed drivers through their body shop doors for many years. And now, with the addition of Slark's Tire and Service Center, formerly Jackson Tire, they continue to provide the same great experience, care, and quality you can count on. Our certified technicians bring experience and knowledge and provide fast, expert service with top quality brand tires and parts to keep your car running smoothly and road ready. Reliable, honest, and hassle-free. Visit Slark's Tire and Service at 66 East Broadway Street in Jackson, your local tire and auto repair experts.
Mom, my teacher said some kids don't get new shoes when school starts.
That's why Southern Ohio Souls is so important, honey. They make sure that underprivileged kids start the year with shoes that fit and feel good.
So, if people give money, more kids can have shoes for school?
Exactly. Every dollar helps a child walk into class with pride, ready to learn and ready to thrive.
Can I help too?
Everyone can. Visit www.southernohiosouls.com now and help a kid start school confident and strong.
You're listening to Football Friday Kickoff on Total Media Sports, presented by Slark's Collision Center.
Welcome back to Football Friday Nights, brought to you by Slark's Automotive Services. It is Eric, it is Bub, and now it is the man you really want to hear from, especially if you're listening live on 96.7 WKOV Jackson. One of the trio voices for the Ironmen, Dan Morrow, with us in studio now. And sir, I said it about 30 seconds ago, you got to see one heck of a football game this
One of the best games we'll see. And it was just an atmosphere. Miami Trace, really, let's be honest, it's been about a 5-year window that they've been building for this night.
Yes.
And they wanted this so bad, and they pulled out all the stops. They had their Pee Wee football there.
Youth night.
Yeah, the
military appreciation.
About a couple hundred cheerleaders, little cheerleaders were there. Military was honored. Everything was right. They had military uniforms, the camouflage uniforms.
Yes.
Made it tough on 3 old guys because it was really hard to see the
black
numbers.
numbers on the camo.
But I'll be honest, we can tell who Julian Baker is.
Not hard to find on the football
field. He's the guy running down the field. And
yeah, he's a blur. You don't see the number in any jersey with that young man.
He's special player.
Yeah.
That was a very good Miami Trace team that in 2.5 minutes, we're down 14-0 in that contest. Granted, their first play goes 80 yards or whatever, 75 yards, whatever it was, and it was Baker, and he splits our 2 safeties and just jets right down the middle of the field and goes in.
Yeah.
Then we do something we seldom ever do, the most accurate passer I've ever seen in Jackson High School. I'm not saying he's the best, this and that, too many great ones.
There's some good ones.
I've never seen anybody throw with more accuracy than our quarterback right now, Bodie Wolford.
I agree.
But
I agree.
He sees a situation where we have a down, out, and down with Ryan Simets. He's on the run. He's being pressured, throws it up in the air, and they get an interception.
Yeah.
And then a couple plays later, their other outstanding back, Cooper Enix, goes in pretty much, I don't know if it's 30 yards out or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's 14-0, and we're thinking, wow, they're 8-0. This team is for real.
Yeah.
But I tell you, from that moment on, you wonder how many fans would have thought we're going to outscore them the rest of the way 41-13.
Yeah.
And that's an undefeated 8-0 football team.
Right.
But we got kind of settled in there. We knew we had to win the game in the trenches. We did. Offensive line was outstanding tonight.
Great job by the offensive line.
Great job. They just were fabulous. We have our own Division I caliber player in there. In
Think he had something to
Jacob
prove
Allen.
Tonight?
Well, we ran behind him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you did.
Coach Hall is one thing, but he's not stupid. He is a outstanding coach.
Yeah.
And he was smart enough to know you run behind guys like that. But there were everybody on the line, Griffin Leach. We ran up the middle a lot and had success when we had to.
Right.
We ran for 200 yards tonight.
Wow.
And that's huge. The thing we had over Miami Trace is they're one-dimensional. They want to run the ball. They want to run it down your throat, lean on you, be stronger than you. And they've been pretty successful doing that.
Yeah.
We have the ability to run it, throw it, spread it out a little bit. We had a senior quarterback opposed to their sophomore quarterback. So as many great players were on the field, you can't beat having somebody like Bodie Wolford be under center, making plays, and he did. He threw that interception on his first pass, completed his next 11.
I was going to say he's near perfect after that.
Near perfect.
Yeah.
And did a great job running clock the second half.
Managing the game.
Second quarter and fourth quarter, we had drives that literally ate those quarters up. We played keep away from Miami Trace.
Right.
Got them settled down, kept a lead. And I talked to one of my favorite people, Jeff Conroy, who's my cousin and was a Hall of Fame coach for Miami Trace.
Yeah.
He's watched their film some this year, and he says they're big, they're strong. If they're ahead of you going in the fourth quarter, they'll just play keep away from you.
Sure.
We did it to them,
right?
And it was special. Coach Hall and I talked in the pregame show about our ability to run the ball and pass the ball.
Yes.
Which is really, that's
Very
what
good
winning
balance.
teams do. It's great balance. Well, we said, and he made the quote. He says, we don't really have that one running back like a Cade Wolford or Nolan Johnson or somebody like that.
Yeah.
And I said in the postgame to him, but tonight we did.
It sure felt like it back there, didn't
Oh, my
it?
gosh. Number 7, Ryan
Lights out.
Simets, 22 carries, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, we haven't utilized him
140.
like that this year because he's one of the best receivers ever to put on the red helmet.
Yeah.
But he just was so valuable back there. He ran so hard and made, a lot of plays, but our line gave him an opportunity. And it was really fun to watch. It was old-time Jackson football. Second half, we're basically in 2 tight ends.
Yeah.
I formation and just running at them.
Yeah, and the versatility of the Jackson run game, and this is something Coach Hall does so well. 2 tights, unbalanced, spread, 3 backs in the backfield.
One
Bodie
snap will have 4 wide on one side and Simets one-on-one.
That wrinkle tonight, and I think you guys were right on your broadcast. I think Bodie's sitting out there reading that look and figuring out what he likes best, because at one point he threw it to Simets, at one point he ran it himself.
The 4th man in, which
it.
was Dayton Counter, we hit him on a slant a couple of times.
Yeah, that vertical route across the middle of the field.
The 3rd man in was Eli Ray. We hit him on a huge 4th down in 3 situation,
the 4th and short.
And we throw the touchdown to him. We had a 3rd and 9 in that last drive that it's all of a sudden they brought both safeties up and Ryan had one-on-one coverage.
Yeah.
He runs his man off. They throw to the back shoulder. I mean, that's because those 2 guys have been doing this for years. Timing was unbelievable.
Yeah. And that was tight coverage on that play, too.
Oh, it was.
The near side for you guys, tight coverage.
Surprise to nobody, a really good catch and a really good throw. Those guys just do it.
That's exactly what
they're
they
really
do.
good at there. But, those skill guys, they're our touchdown makers, you like to call them.
Yeah.
But, boy, if our guys in the trenches and our defense fought so hard, because that is a team that'll lean on you. And that running back, he goes for 198 yards.
Yeah.
2 scores, Julian Baker.
Yeah.
But, we kept him in front of us most of the time. Take away that one long run and a couple other good ones by him. But we just came up and made just play after play after play. And our kids really played hard, and showed tremendous emotion when it was over.
Yeah, they did.
They were circled
did.
around Coach Hall. They're all going crazy. They go over and get in front of the band. They sing the fight song with the band. I mean, they knew there's 10 games in a football season.
Yeah.
So that means every week's big. This
Yes.
was big on big.
Yeah.
This game meant more to both teams. You could see it in the crowd.
Sure.
I mean,
attendance was phenomenal.
Oh, was
phenomenal.
Their
attendance.
AD's still counting money. He's a busy man this
Yeah,
weekend,
he is.
and that's the good thing for Trace.
Yeah.
But this was a huge win. The ramifications were 4-0 in the league. We're going to take on the next top team. Trace did beat Chillicothe, but Chillicothe has a running back. Coach says Baker is big, strong, and fast. This kid is faster for Chillicothe. So we're going to have to tackle him. We're going to have to tackle him in open field. We're going to have to, do a heck of a job next week. And we got to bounce back when it's such an emotional win. You've got a whole week to kind of get your feet and your brains and everything squared up again and ready to take on a big challenge.
It's a lot.
But Alumni Stadium next Friday night is going to be special.
What an advantage the Ironmen have with Alumni Stadium in their back pocket. And we look ahead, if I may peek ahead, and I want to get to you on Chillicothe too. But if we peek ahead, we might be able to look to Alumni Stadium in week 11 if the cards shape up. Jackson's sitting in the 5 spot after tonight in the region there. Alumni Stadium's a special place.
One more win, and we look like we're the 4 spot. So
I know,
week
and
11,
then you're looking at that bye.
You guys can be anywhere because we're going to take the week off.
Well played. Week 12.
Week 12
Week 12
could
potential.
conceively be
Yeah,
a
very true.
rematch with Miami Trace and us at Alumni Stadium. But that's we got to beat Gallup.
Call now for your free consultation at 740-577-4574. Willis Advantage Property Solutions. We protect and maintain what matters.
Looking for a bank that puts you first? At Farmers Bank, they've been helping neighbors grow for over a century with personal checking and savings, business loans, convenient online and mobile banking,
Advantage
and
Property
customer
Solutions.
service that treats you like family. Whether you're planting roots or planning your future, Farmers Bank will help every step of the way. Stop by one of their local branches today and experience why Farmers Bank is your hometown bank since 1904. Member FDIC. Farmers Bank, growing with you.
Need new tires? Rick's Tire and Auto has you covered. Looking for top-notch auto service? Rick's Tire and Auto has expertise. And now they're bringing their A-game to Athens County. Owned by Rick Dieter, formerly of Huddle Tire in Athens. Rick's Tire and Auto Service is located at 1353 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Right off the first Nelsonville exit on 33 West. Stop in for a quick tire change or oil change or schedule an appointment by calling 220-218-4169. At Rick's Tire and Auto, we have your vehicle covered.
Need a ride to your medical appointment? Medication ready for pickup? A.T. Hoy, LLC has you covered. We provide fast, safe, reliable transportation for medical recipients in Hocking, Ross, and Benton counties. And we're proud to announce we're serving Benton County veterans. We thank you for your service. A.T. Hoy is always looking to expand our crew. Apply online or drop anchor at one of these 3 locations today and grab an application. Call 740-596-0536 today to see if you qualify for free transportation. A.T. Hoy, charting a course for care.
When it comes to glass, experience matters, and Pidcock Glass in Nelsonville has over 30 years of it. From windows and doors to custom glass projects, they can handle almost any job. Pidcock Glass is Southeast Ohio's premier service company to call if you're experiencing glass loss or damage, whether it's your home, business, or special. Sports, presented by Slark's Collision Center.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night. Brought to you by Slark's Automotive Services. Eric Landrum, Bub, with you here in the War Room. An action-packed week 9 across the 740. Want to go ahead and give a special shout-out to a few of the voices and folks who have stopped in or called in and been a part of this evening's broadcast. Big shout-out to the madman Mike Davis down at Beaver Eastern. Also in Pike County is the General Jeff Davis, who took the time out of his Friday evening to talk with us about the Waverly Tigers. Shout out to the Sarge, who gave us his thoughts on our game of the night for Football Friday Nights. Jackson and Miami Trace. Also out of his Friday evening, Dan Morrow, one of the voices of the Jackson Ironmen, popped in here just a few moments ago and gave us his thoughts on the same game this evening. Also, big shout out to Rusty Richards, head coach of the Nelsonville York Buckeyes, for calling in, talking with us about their game this evening, and really, their game next week. And also, the little guy, Dow, we appreciate you calling in and talking to us about the SVC game of the week, which was his lock of the night, Bub. It's been a fun post game.
Yeah, it has.
Awesome.
And I think one of the biggest takeaways I gathered from all those discussions tonight was when we were discussing with Dan, the experience advantage that Jackson had at the quarterback position tonight. It takes a special kind of quarterback and a veteran status, if you will, with the senior status beside Bodie Helm at the quarterback spot, to get Jackson out of that early 14-0 deficit and not be rattled. Even with him throwing that early interception, Jackson was able to win the advantage on the possession battle with the early fumble that Miami Trace had, and then the fumble on the punt where we don't know if it hit a Miami Trace player or not, but at the end of the day, it was ruled a turnover. So Miami Trace is going to have to figure out a way going on to Week 10 and into the playoffs on how to take care of the ball if they want to find success later on in their season.
I agree with you, Bub. He was a difference maker in this football game, but also, Coach Hall. Just his feel for this conference and what teams want to do to his team, how they want to attack his team, how they want to approach his team night in and night out. He's cracked the code in the FAC, man. I mean, it's just what it is at the moment. I mean, frankly, it
seems like he is actually like the safe, and everybody else is still trying to figure out the code.
That's kind of
the
what
combination
it feels like.
to it.
Yeah, and that's and he gets it. he understands. And that's, again, a conference that's much improved.
Absolutely.
And everyone's trying to, and I think that Jackson having the top of the conference for so long probably
enhances it all.
ignites that a little quicker, right? Just because it extrapolates it, and it
it just kind of makes Jackson what Jackson's doing year in and year out the standard for what all FAC teams want to improve to be on.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Let's go ahead and get you some scores from around the area this evening as we continue to wind things down here on a busy Week 9 in football Friday nights. Notre Dame fell to Sims Valley 63-47 final. There, the Vikings take down the Titans. Northwest Mohawks take down the Waverly Tigers 59-31 in Tigertown. Portsmouth West Senators take down the Oak Hill Oaks 46-8 at Portsmouth West. Wellston falls at home to the Meigs Marauders 33-8. The Athens Bulldogs take down Bidwell. River Valley Raiders 47-19. South Gallia Rebels put up 52 points against Eastern and lose by 19. They lose 71-52.
Theme of the night.
To the Eastern Beaver Eagles. Southern Tornadoes travel to Fedhawk to take down, or travel to Stewart rather, to take down the Fedhawk Lancers 40-6. The Ironmen on the road take down Miami Trace 41-27. Final. Wheelersburg knocks off Minford 56-6 in Minford. Valley, one of the more surprising scores of the evening, 41-8 at Grandview Heights. Huge win for the Valley Indians over the Bobcats. Piketon Red Streaks fall on the road in Williamsport to the Westfall Mustangs 53-21. Fairfield Union Falcons take down the Amanda Clear Creek Aces 34-14. Portsmouth Trojans get it done in the Coliseum over the South Point Pointers 41-13. Huntington gets it done in Frankfort over the Adena Warriors 40-14. Nelsonville York at home over the Vinton County Vikings by a final score of 54-12. Chillicothe Cavaliers earn a 36-14 home win over the McLean Tigers this evening. Rock Hill falls to Chesapeake by a final score of 27-14. Chesapeake earns its first win of the year in Week 9. Zane Trace takes down the Paint Valley Bearcats by a huge score of 69-0. The Ironton Fighting Tigers knock off Gallia Academy on senior night at Memorial Field in Gallipolis 56-7. Colegrove takes down Fairland 30-0 in shutout fashion at home. Logan Elm travels to Alexander and knocks off the Spartans 40-17. Logan Chieftains fall at home 44-13 to the Groveport Madison Cruisers. Circleville Tigers earn a home win over the Liberty Union Lions 56-27. Washington Courthouse Blue Lions on the road get it done over the Hillsborough Indians 43-21. Manchester over the Van Loo Wildcats 52-0. Waterford Wildcats at home shut out the Trimble Tomcats 47-0. New Lex Panthers on the road take down the Crooksville Ceramics 45-6. The Tri-Valley Scotties knock off the Sheridan Generals in double overtime 35-29. The Claremont Northeastern Rockets take down the Fayetteville Perry Rockets 49-6. The Warren Warriors fall to the Fort Fry Cadets 46-8. The Philo Electrics beat up the John Glenn Little Muskies 31-13. And those are your final scores from around the area in Week 9. It's a busy week, Bub.
It was a busy week for the offense.
Yeah.
All around the area. I mean, points galore. Defenses really need to buckle down, especially in Week 10. We got a lot of great matchups.
Yeah.
The two off the top of the head, Athens against Nelsonville York at Athens for the TVC Ohio Crown. And then you got Jackson versus Chillicothe at Alumni Stadium. Those teams have a lot to do in Week 10, but for teams like Unioto and Wheelersburg, who have already kind of wrapped up their conference, we're going to look and see what they're doing in Week 10 to see what they can do in Week 11 or 12 if they get their buys.
Let's go ahead and throw you some playoff scores around the playoff standings around the region as well. In Region 11, Tri-Valley sits at the 3 spot, Bloom Carroll in the 4. A little further down here, just getting you teams we can before the break here. Athens currently sits at 12 in that region. Sheridan at 11 at the moment. And then Marietta is really in the bottom with Warren in that region as well, mathematically eliminated. Swing it over to Region 12 here for just a moment. Tippecanoe in the 1 spot, London at 2, Baden at 3, Miami Trace Jackson at 4-5, Alter and Talawanda at 6-7, Chillicothe Goshen at 8-9, Bellbrook at 10, Archbishop McNicholas and Wilmington bringing up the bottom of what would now be in the playoffs in the 11 and 12 spots there. Bellefontaine, Franklin, and Hillsborough rounding out 13, 14, and 15 respectively, where things kind of die off after that in that region. Let's swing it down to Region 15 for just a moment. New Lex at 1, Bub, 9-0 in that region. Jonathan Alter at 2 at 8-1. Indian Valley at 3. Unioto at 4. Indian Creek at 5. Columbus East at 6. Philo at 7. Circleville at 8. Johnstown at 9. Heath, Fairfield Union, and Beaver Local round out 10, 11, and 12 in the hunt. West Holmes, Canton South, and Marion Franklin 13, 14, and 15. Yes, it is Highland that is mathematically eliminated shortly after that one there. Trying to continue swinging this one around 2 different regions. Over to 16 here for just a moment, where the only real contender we got is Washington Courthouse in this region, Bub. They currently sit at 8th in the region at 4-5. So they would be.
So it's a big week 10 for them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a huge week 10.
Have they mathematically clinched or anything?
They control own destiny.
Okay.
So they would have to beat, who is that next week? Miami Trace, basically, to get a home win. So big task ahead Big task ahead. Let's get it over to 19 here for just a moment here. We got to get to a break after this. Sorry we couldn't squeeze in the other ones. 1-2's Wheelersburg Ironton, just as it has been. At 3, Columbus Academy. 4, Nelsonville York. 5 is Barnesville. 6 is Afrocentric Early College. Valley bumps up to 7. Now they would have a home game if the playoffs began today. Zane Trace at 8. Union Local at 9. Portsmouth at 10. Colgrove at 11, Amanda Clear Creek at 12. They would make the playoffs at 4-5 if they began today, Bub. Morgan, they don't control their own destiny. Even with the loss tonight, they don't control their own destiny going forward. That's important to note because right behind them, from McConnellsville, Morgan, they do. Northwest in the 14, still in the hunt as well. We've got to get to a break this evening. But when we do, more Football Friday Nights when we return. Keep it right here. You're listening to Football Friday Nights, brought to you by Slarks Automotive Services.
Willis Advantage Property Solutions delivers dependable, full-service property maintenance you can trust. We specialize in asphalt repair, infrared patching, surface cleaning, parking lot striping, and powerful hydrojet drain cleaning, serving industrial, commercial, and residential customers across the region. From small fixes to large-scale projects, we get the job done right, on time, and on budget. Call now for your free consultation at 740-577-4574. Willis Advantage Property Solutions. We protect and maintain what matters.
Need to expand or remodel your building? Increase your inventory? Or have access to working capital? Let our experienced business loan team help you grow your business. We specialize in business loans. Ohio Valley Bank, a better way to bank. Member FDIC. Visit us online at ovbc.com.
Craving good eats in Nelsonville? Head over to Nick's Station, home of Footlong Friday, where the footlongs bring the flavor all day long. And now introducing Western Burger Wednesday. Get a juicy Western burger and a medium drink for just $8.99. Then cool off with Nick's delicious ice cream treats. The perfect ending to any meal. They've extended their hours, so stop by Monday through Thursday until 10, Friday and Saturday until 11, and Sunday until 9. Nick's Station, fast and friendly with hometown flavor. Nick's is a proud supporter of area high school sports.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise. But Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today at mcfadden-insurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
House hunting? Selling? Don't get sacked by stress. Howard Hanna Real Estate and the McNurlin Network team are your real estate MVPs in Jackson. They've got full playbook, mortgage, title, home warranty, insurance, and global marketing that scores big with buyers. No fumbles, no flags, just smooth moves to the end zone of home ownership. Call 740-702-6000. Let Howard Hanna Real Estate and the McNurlin Network team quarterback your next big win.
The Uptown Clinic powered by Holzer is located at 5 North Court Street in Athens. Nurse practitioner Amy Ward and staff provide walk-in urgent care services, on-site lab testing, primary care services, and much more. If you're on your way to work, class, or back home and need care, stop by the Holzer Uptown Clinic, conveniently located for Ohio University students, staff, and families. That's the Holzer Uptown Clinic at 5 North Court Street in Athens.
Back to more of Football Friday Kickoff on Total Media Sports, presented by Slarks Collision Center.
Welcome back to Football Friday Nights. Brought to you by Slarks Automotive Services. Eric Landrum, Bub Landrum with you in the war room for just a few more minutes here where we are rounding out our night here on a beautiful, a busy, an action-packed, a high-scoring Week 9. Let's just call it what it is here. Bub, it was a Week 9 to be remembered. What's your final takeaway from the week?
Daniel Stewart is going to have a long week ahead of him and getting that Eastern Beaver defense ready for Week 10 and the playoffs going forward. And I'm not letting him off the hook tonight. I won't bother him since we're wrapping the show up. But, man, he's got a lot of explaining to do this weekend about what happened with that defense.
Bub, that you play the game that's in front of you sometimes, and you just play to win some nights, Bub. Hello.
I mean,
you play to win the game.
Congratulations to the Eagles. They won the game. They're 9-0. Moving on, Week 10, have a chance to have another undefeated season and get a bye for Week 1 of the playoffs. But, man, Daniel, you got a lot of explaining to do.
You got some explaining to do, Daniel.
And I'm out asking questions, so come and find me.
But you're going to have to find Bub. You know where to find Bub,
I ain't
Daniel.
looking for him.
You know.
And he can't wait until next week, and he has like a decent or a defensive performance or
It's
something.
got to be between now and then.
It's got to be now and then.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. It needs to happen. Well, Bob, I'm taking away just a night of some really thrilling upsets. Chesapeake coming away with their first win of the year over Rock Hill. And these are games, Bub, sometimes in Grandview Heights falling to Valley. I'm sure there are people that had that on their list. I necessarily didn't. I thought Westfall really played a great football game against Piketon.
I think the manner at which these teams fell as well, like Westfall putting up over 50 against Piketon, Grandview Heights just getting absolutely ran over.
That's why they play these games in Week 9.
That's why they play them on the field and not on the paper.
They do play them on the field. We're going to be at a special field next week. How about Rutherford Field, Joe Burrow Stadium, where the Athens Bulldogs will go head-to-head with Rusty Richards, Nelsonville, York, Buckeyes. We're going to be there. We're going to be talking about all of it and all of the other games from around the area. Until then, we will see you next Friday on behalf of Total Media Sports and Football Friday Nights, presented by Slarks Automotive Services.
This has been Football Friday Night from the Total Media Sports Network, presented by Slarks Collision Center. Tonight's show has been welcomed by
Holzer Health System, Howard Hanna, McMillan Network, A.T. Hoy Transport, Higgins Steel Roofing, Rocky Outdoor Gear Store, Nick Station, Steak and Shake, True Track Garage Door, McFadden Insurance, Ohio Valley Bank, Hocking College, Area Agency on Aging District 7, Willis Advantage Property Solutions, Hidcock Glass, and Southern Ohio Souls.
Make sure to join us before and after your high school football game every Friday night. This has been a production of the Total Media Sports Network. All rights reserved.
Southeast Ohio sports leader, 970 AM.
Reserved.
Southeast Ohio sports leader, 970 AM.